Hello and welcome to TokuTonic Shift episode 50. 50. We did it. We made it to half a century. Almost.
Kind of, possibly.
I mean, in 2 weeks, we'll literally have been doing this for a year.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy.
Yeah, perfectly lining up with the leap year of it, because even though we had a week off one time, it's like episode 52 will actually drop the day before the full anniversary. Because I looked at it earlier, February 3rd last year was when we first started this, and episode 52 would drop during February 2nd. So, yeah. Nice. Nice.
That's pretty cool.
For people asking, who's that? Who's that? Like, are you talking about her? You want to watch Garo?
Oh, I did twice. Never mind.
Oh, that scene though.
I know we talked about VC, and I was like, the director's cut of my review is ridiculous. I watched it, and I was like,
I mean, it's Garo. You know what they like to do.
I gotta put that behind a paywall.
I mean, especially for this episode, because they went full Chesterati like there. I was like, whoa, we didn't get that episode one. These angles and stuff, they working some magic here.
I did my research on the actress after the first episode before my review, so I.
Oh, can you give me some names? Can you name names?
I'll give you my notes. I'll give you my notes.
Okay, great. Because
I'm going to the wiki now. I'm gonna
have to do some research.
I'm gonna get the holy water now. I'm getting the holy water.
You
now.
need a lot more than that.
But yeah, that's why I've got my nice little Happy New Year 2020. Such a fantastic year. I should have trashed that thing, but nope, kept it. Yeah. So of course we are here to talk about the latest things, but first, introductions. Mark, how are you this fine week since we missed you last week? It was just Ash and I last week.
I know. I was watching it. Not sick as much. Still slightly sick, and I think I worked too much. And then I wasn't like calling out of work. I was still going to work, and I just like the weekend was just like nope, all downhill. I was sick for a while, but I watched Garo, and then I started to feel better. And then I watched it a second time, and I was like, "This might cure me."
Great. Speaking of sick, Cloudy, how are you doing?
I have my voice back. Yay! Sorry,
because that's the reason why you weren't here last week.
I mean, I could have been here. I would have just been orb, essentially, just been typing the chat. That's it.
I mean, you could have been doing that.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like it was just. Plus, I'm not a fast typer, particularly speaking.
See, but Ash, the real one, because he was actually here last week.
He wasn't sick.
Yeah.
He was here. We were chit-chatting it up. We actually had one of our shortest streams ever. So, hey, that was a thing that ended up happening for all that good stuff. But of course, because of that, like, obviously you two weren't part of the discussion piece when we were talking about Garo last week. And all that good stuff that goes along with the Garo-esque nature of things. But first, a show did end literally like an hour before this stream started. And that was indeed Blazar. But only Cloudy and I watched it.
Yeah.
Only Cloudy and I watched the finale. Mark, what episode are you at? Are you just like behind by an episode? Like what?
I'm like 2 or 3 episodes because I know there was a recap episode. And then there's what, like, then the last 3 episodes, I think it was?
Yeah, there's...
Yeah, so, because I was, like, I didn't watch the recap episode, so I'm 3 episodes behind.
23, 24, 25.
Basically.
Which were all good episodes.
Yes.
Yes.
And
I'm gonna binge
they
them all tonight.
proves that humans suck.
It does continue to. I mean, that's the message I've gotten from Blazar is just, man, people suck.
Yeah, we suck. In the U.S., they were gung ho. They were ready.
Yeah, there was a scene where every nation in the world was being convinced to unarm against the threat.
And then it's like U.S. armed and ready to go.
Yeah, the last ones that you see disarm are literally Russia, China, and America at the same time. Like,
Hilarious.
I know what y'all doing out here.
They're sending a message.
They were holding steady. They were like, "No, we locked and loaded. Nope, we nuking these aliens."
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. As soon as that scene popped up, I was just like, "I wonder which country's gonna disarm last." And they hit me with the threefer. So that was definitely a scene.
Wait, Ash, are you waiting to binge it, or have you been watching?
Yeah, I'm on episode 21, so I'm not too far behind. I could probably binge that like after the show or now. But yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna catch up. That is for sure.
I will say, very wholesome ending.
Oh yeah,
yeah. The show definitely has a lot of wholesome episodes. The finale being one of them. Good payoff to a lot of the Earth kaijus with this episode, along with Blazar speaking.
Wilco.
Yes, we get to hear Blazar speak, and then after the episode was done, I went back and turned on the dub so I could listen to Blazar's English voice.
Will go.
No, he says, "We got this."
Oh yeah, we got this. But the sub said "we'll go," right?
Yes, we'll go. But yes, it was. We got this, and you could tell that it was just Johnny Young Bosch with a filter.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they weren't
Bosch with a Johnny Young Bosch filter,
and of course,
they couldn't. Obviously, they're not going to get a new voice actor just for literally one line.
No.
I know we're not forgetting. Don't worry, we know Blazar uses the crucifix cannon, the classic.
I did like how they implemented it, though. Like the build up to it made it such a good finisher.
Oh, absolutely. And you can feel the impact of that one.
Oh, yeah. It was great. It's like something that I guess typically is something more people that have watched Ultraman are used to, and then not getting that in Blazar until the end definitely made it a nice build up to that moment once you actually got it. Felt warranted. Felt deserved.
We could talk about the new toy release for Blazar.
Oh,
so we can reenact our favorite scenes involving fishing.
Oh, the
rod, the light up rod.
I'm mad at
have to
Is that
censor
real?
that on his
I need
shelf.
a memorial one. One.
You can't.
I mean, this one's already 2 feet long.
Yeah.
Not long enough for you?
4.5.
Damn, Mark, not even satisfied.
Nope.
Okay.
I'm gonna still.
I mean,
buy
he
the
would
DX
probably
one, though.
need like life-size one, so it would be the size of his house.
I already have the thumbnail in mind when I get that to do an unboxing for it, and I'm just.
Is it censored? Is it pixelated?
Is it going to be like this?
Yes, basically.
Damn.
I'm gonna put little CG like little buildings around me. I'm gonna do all the different poses.
You got to.
I still have your first like Blazar impression thing in my head every time we talk about this.
I was honestly surprised they didn't announce like an ultra replica like Blazar brace after the show ended as well, because I'm just like, that would have been something that made me get close to pulling
out the movie, I bet.
Probably. I like how toy light we were.
Yeah, but the thing is just like, even then they could have still capitalized on some of the things that they had within the show. Even like now that the show's over and the lead up to the film, that we still would have a month until it comes out.
I don't know. Like they also, I'm trying to think, because from a merchandising standpoint, I mean, besides the Blazar stoves, there wasn't really much outside of like the DX for Earth Garon. And then
I mean, they said in the
Figure
beginning
came out for it.
They said in the beginning that there wasn't a big focus on the toys
because they made so much money, prior.
It's funny because
like
a lot of the kaiju, especially a lot of new ones that debuted just in the show, got really good quality soft vinyl figures, which I'm probably gonna hunt down some of them. I don't know what else they're gonna release though, like down the road, because they'll still release stuff after the fact, but
probably like a complete Garo, maybe.
Well, they have the upgrade pieces already for the DX one.
Oh, okay.
So you could already get the shoulder cannons.
Chest of Greatness asks, will the movie be canon or will it be an alternate story? The way that these work, from my understanding, is that they typically end up being canon. And given that the ending of Blazar is a little bit more, not really open-ended, but there's the potential for more stories being told anyway. Especially since, spoiler alert, no one finds out Blazar's identity. They don't find out that Gento is Blazar in the last episode even.
It'll probably happen in the movie.
Yes, there's a potential that could happen in the film. So I think the film will actually work as a proper epilogue for it, but the trailer literally just shows us nothing. So
usually the movies are like, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No. I just said so that's that.
I was just saying, typically the movies like serve as like the proper goodbye, like if they're going to do a split with the Ultraman. So if Gento and Blazar are going to be going their separate ways, it'll probably be happening in that film. Same with like Taiga and like Hayato. Oh, I keep forgetting how to say his name. It's like whatever. You know what I mean? Like the human host and then the Ultra usually tend to split in the films.
Yeah, because at least for Orb, since we finished that up and we're watching Origin Saga now, we'll wrap that up tomorrow. The movie pretty much worked as a epilogue for that series, the series proper, along with finding out the identity that Guy was Orb the whole time.
Yeah, you finished Orb. What'd you think of Orb?
You liked it, I think.
I liked it, but the thing is, I'm really enjoying Orb Origin Saga.
I watched it first, and I was because I thought I had to watch it beforehand because that Mill Creek put the Blu-rays out at the same time. So I was like, yeah, I'll get Origin Saga and this one. I was like, I might as well watch Origin first, and I was like,
I still in terms of the shows, I would still say that I enjoyed Jeed more than I enjoyed Orb as the show. But watching Origin Saga right now, I'm like, this is one of my favorite things that I have just seen. And I almost wanted to continue watching it because we watched 6 episodes back to back on the live stream on Saturday. And I was like, I almost don't want this to end. Like this,
oh, you found your new fix?
It's good. It's really good. So of course, I'll see how that the second half of it all goes tomorrow. But really,
where do you rate Blazar so far?
I enjoyed Blazar more than Orb. So enjoyed it as well. Definitely a lot more wholesome episodes in there, and the wholesome episodes definitely hit when they hit. And a lot of hilarious scenes within Blazar itself, which helps given that the original tone people thought that it was going to have was way more serious in nature. Though there was some serious things that ended up happening within it, it did still have a good balance between some of the comedic aspects and the show proper. And especially now, once you start realizing all the impact that there was with all the Earth kaijus, that they weren't really bad guys, they were just trying to protect their environment, versus the kaijus that were coming from V99 from space, because of course they were just trying to defend their home turf, which you finally get a beautiful payoff to a lot of that during this finale episode as well.
We found out we shot first, everyone. They run hard.
Yeah, it's not that I'm frozen. My internet's acting up right now.
Oh, it's all good.
People are chatter saying I'm frozen. I'm like, nope, my internet's just being stupid.
Mark will not let it go, don't worry.
But yes, for those that haven't watched Blazar, I definitely would recommend it, especially since, of course, all the episodes are up on YouTube, easy access.
English or Japanese, depending on what you want.
Yep, dub, sub, whatever you pick. These last 2 episodes I've been watching sub to first because watching it as it's simulcasted, it's in the sub version, but then Sunday nights I would watch them dub. But this was almost purely watched in dub for me, and I actually enjoyed it.
I've been watching it the next
Yeah,
day
yeah.
and dub. It's a good dub.
Real quick. Musa Muteki for $2 saying, "This is why you don't trust the ultra military." I mean, every time that there's military involved in a lot of these types of monster stories, they're always making boneheaded decisions. So it's a very common thing, not just in Ultraman, but it just in most of this kind of shit. In terms of their involvement, just how it goes. All right, so yes, watch Blazar, folks. But if you are also in the neighborhood of trying to get your Toku fix free on YouTube, then Garo is another one to check out because, of course, episode 2 dropped earlier today, and it is also available on YouTube with subs, no dubs. I don't know. I don't know how I would feel about dubbed Garo, but they'll get Johnny Young Bosch to the voices.
Do all the voices.
I mean, it's only
We
12,
joke,
so
but it's
they
not
could
like
do
he's
it.
not a talented voice actor. But it's
He's amazing.
Ryuga sounds like Blazar. It's like,
I could
Yeah, it was
see Ryuga being a Johnny role.
It was weird watching Blazar like not dubbed over because I got so used to Gento's voice sounding like Johnny Young Bosch to the point that when I heard his actual voice, I was like, oh, forgot he's actually got a very deep voice when he's talking. Yes, because I'm like, Johnny does not have that bass in his voice when he's talking. So, but Garo this week. Definitely enjoyable episode. Already getting lore bits. We already know what the plot points are going with Soma's character already getting a little bit more fleshed out. Finding out about his dad, that he was the Makai Knight that was supposed to be over Kree City, but then an incident that happened, what was it, 3 years before? I think is what they said. Something happened. Something happened.
Talk about the real plot. Talk about the real plot. You know what the real plot of the episode was.
Is it the thing to the left of me?
Yes.
Sorry, right.
That is the real plot. That is the plot. There's 2 major plot points in this episode.
Now, do you think
yes, I'm staring right at them right now.
Do you think she is the gate of darkness, or is the gate of darkness on her?
It's the gate of darkness.
I'm just reminded of Rick Moranis to make her.
No.
Like what do you have to spread open to access the gate of darkness?
That's not answering that.
Hold on, I did not get the gallon of holy water that I wanted. Let me get the other one.
I'm a gentleman. I'm a scholar, damn it.
Oh God, I can't cleanse all these sins.
2 gates. I'm talking about. Technically, there would be 3 gates if you know what I'm talking about. But yes, we definitely got more of her this episode than we did. We got the tease during episode 1. But this one, they gave us the camera angles, the shots, and I was like, ooh, boy, rewind that.
Yeah, but I'm actually like,
cut that.
Like you said, we're getting more lore. That's the good thing about getting a 12 episode show.
They can go ahead and just get to it.
We're not going to, filler. It's going to be,
go.
Like I pointed out, you don't have to go watch any of the other Ryuga stuff to really understand what's going on in this. I have friends who have not seen it that are watching it, and they're like, "Oh, this makes sense." Like, yeah, but if you want to know how he got the Garo show armor upgrade, you go watch the film, and you can watch all the stuff to get the point of him getting to be Garo and everything else. But this one, since it's already established, we don't have to go through the origin of him getting his power, like the Garo, any of that stuff. It's just like he's just a traveling swordsman.
Unless you're curious how he got his Garo Ken like that.
Oh yeah. No, I've told everyone you should definitely go back and watch that stuff, but it's not like required reading to enjoy it as it is right now.
Although my still big question is, where is Rian?
Rian.
Yeah, his significant other.
Real quick, we got another super chat, even though it's unrelated to the topic that we're talking about, but still.
Oh.
Edison Kelly for $2 says King-Ohger did what Sun Vulcan didn't.
I don't get that reference.
I don't understand.
I don't know
Yeah,
either
don't get
because
it.
I didn't watch Sinvolking.
What can you clarify, please, Edison Kelly?
Yes.
Yeah, please clarify.
Unless you're talking about like Sun Vulcan was the only Sentai that was a sequel to a previous season, and King-Ohger split into 2 parts, but I don't know if that's what I might be reaching with that.
My breath is baited.
Yeah, I don't get it fully because I haven't watched enough Super Sentai.
I will say that man, waifu wars for Toku
This year's gonna be
awards
tough.
next.
Yeah,
We got the Makai Priest. We got Makai
Not gonna be
Priest in
obvious.
this one also. In this show, like, and I will count, even though she only lasted 1 episode, the villain from the first episode with the grudge looking through the little eye, looking at it. I was like, okay.
I don't count the monsters of the week.
She's the monster of the show in my heart.
Until the next monster shows
Okay.
up, that's gonna be
Yep.
Oh,
Phaser
there's
and
a
Batter.
clarified right there.
So-
like if we get
so Mark
another
can
Meshia
go-
situation.
So Mark's gone from wanting the fuck spiders to fucking grudge monsters. A full arc.
100%. Are you kidding me? I'll watch a videotape and wait for a phone call.
Jesus Christ! Stop fucking spiders, Mark.
Okay, so I was right in terms of what I was guessing on. Sunvolking as a sequel to Denjimon and they were supposed to appear in Sunvolking, but it fell through. Denjiman was very popular in the 80s.
Ah, okay.
So,
Oh,
yes.
I don't like the
Speaking of
name,
old-
so I'm probably not going to watch the show.
fair. Speaking of Showa, I just finished the original Rider today.
Ooh.
Yes.
All
All
100
90 something?
episodes?
All
Yeah.
100 something episodes.
How many episodes?
Remember
is
that
it total?
time?
It's technically
It's like 120.
it's technically 98, but there's 100 like actual episodes because some of them are split in half into 2-parters.
Mm.
Remember that time
Really-
you discovered that couch scene and you kind of had to like take a moment to yourself?
There were several things that I was like, "Wow, this show went there," and I was like, "Wow, you could only get away with this in the '70s." But there's a lot. I'm not gonna lie. It's definitely a product of its time. I liked it though overall.
I mean, you
Nice.
said which one had the couch scene? It was episode 70, right?
69.
No, it was right after
No.
69. 69.
No,
That's right. He was losing
I
his.
think
No.
was when he
That
was
was,
taking
man was
the
a kid.
episode 70. There's a very specific scene in episode 70 to talk about with the couch. Where
Yeah.
damn.
The 69 was punching the kids.
Yeah, 69 he was punching the kids. He was beating up the kids, which happens
Which
several
also
other
is-
times as well. A lot. There's actually a lot of child violence in the show. And a scene with
Just
a
like my
bunch-
home videos when I was growing up.
And there's a scene with a bunch of children and a waterfall. I'm not going to get into it, but damn, I did not think they would go there. They went there.
I don't have time to watch a 100 episode show. Ever
I-
again.
Do I?
Listen, a lot of people say they don't, and it's fine. I went as hard as I can for as long as I could until
I mean, you had
my
a bet
brain broke.
made, so I understand. You did it for the bet.
Yeah, but it was good motivation. I mean, the show itself was very good, and it's not like I love how after watching the series, I can finally say it's not what everyone always says it is. It's like, you know, everyone's like, oh, the original writer. They see the first couple episodes, they're like, oh, this is just Bugman versus Nazis. It is not all just Bugman versus Nazis. There's a lot more to it than that.
Is it very episodic because of
Quite a bit,
account or-
especially to start out. Especially a lot of the Hayato Ichimonji stuff can be very episodic because obviously, you know, he had to be the main lead for like 38 episodes from 14
Yeah.
to 52, and then he comes back later for I believe he comes back in episode 91 or 92 because of the Shocker Riders around that arc.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was an enjoyable ride. It was a very enjoyable ride. I think people, if you want to appreciate the origins of, you know, where Rider comes from, I would highly recommend seeing it. I definitely know when I watch Shin Kamen Rider again, I'm gonna have a new kind of experience. So I'm
You're
excited.
gonna have a newfound appreciation for it.
Oh, absolutely. Like even while watching the show, I did connect a lot of the dots to Shin Kamen Rider, and I was like, holy shit, that's where this comes from, and that's where this comes from. That's pretty sick. And it's like, now I can't wait to watch Shin Kamen Rider and like with everything I've seen, get like a true appreciation for it all. And there's probably gonna be a lot of stuff I didn't even notice that I'm gonna re-notice here. It's gonna be nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now back to Garo.
Sorry, my bad. Big distraction.
I better
It's
get
just
out.
like
3 hours,
you're,
yeah.
you're treating this like it's Gotchard, but it's Garo.
Listen,
We have
we gotta
big
pad the
respect
time
for
out.
Garo.
We got 3 hours. to
Thanks,
go.
thanks to Garo, I found my own personal gotcha.
Enough with you and holy water. Ugh.
Do they come in pairs, Mark?
Yes,
Damn,
they do.
you and your damn gotcha.
I mean, we can get to the gotchas once we get to Gotchard, but like,
Right, back to
You don't
Garo.
have to.
yes, which was still great with the fight choreography.
Oh, absolutely.
Soma's definitely. I feel like this is going to be one of those shows that even though like it's advertised as a Ryuga season, I feel like Soma's the real main character of the show.
Yeah,
Because obviously,
Yeah.
like
I mean,
Ryuga's already a seasoned vet. He's already, gone through his arcs and things like that. While this is someone who technically has not fully reached proper rank as Makai Knight because he was deemed too immature and things like that. And technically this was forced upon him too early before he even underwent or finished his training. So I'm like, okay, great. He's not going to be an insufferable prick like he came off at the end of episode 1. Literally the way that ended. And in this episode, they knock him down a peg almost instantly.
The cool thing about that is like it's basically how like what happened with Ryuga in season 1 of his Light That Shines in the Darkness, because Ryuga was also kind of thrusted into the Garo like mythos without much warning because of the stuff that happens with him and his family, and he spent a lot of time very immature. Like throughout most of the season, he was very much an immature asshole, like a proper jackass, until towards the end. And then, the other stuff happens and then it gets a lot better. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of like payoff that way because he's very much acting like a lot of early Ryuga.
Anything else to add? Ash, did you watch it?
No, I watched it. Yeah. Pardon? No, so as like the guy who's never seen Garo, this has been an interesting experience for me. I posted my reaction for what's last week. Video did average. I knew it'd do average because I've never talked about Garo on the channel before, even though I tried clickbaiting it slightly ish.
I saw the thumbnail. The thumbnail looked completely like one of those standard YouTube thumbnails.
I was like, I know what he's doing with this right here.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, you got to get the
Kudos.
attention how you can.
Yeah. I sort of retailed the video and workshopped it here and there. But as someone who's never seen Garo, and this episode was like the first 2 episodes, I'm still sort of like soaking in the universe and everything going on because I feel like I'm missing some stuff, but it's not too hard to follow. Like it's not too hard to follow. Like I know who the heroes are. I know who like the villains are here. I kind of know what each end goal is. And then again, it's got the mystery that it's setting up as well with all the lore. So I definitely want to go back and watch other Garo series. But like from what I've seen so far, I'm really enjoying.
Well, the thing is, it was like that with the original series as well, that you could feel that the Garo universe was already like a lived-in universe. And they don't, and even you coming in as an audience, you're like fascinated. It's just like, man, they know so much about this, but they're not telling me anything yet. And they like feed you breadcrumbs until you, like in some of the films in which they fully dive into the Makai world and things like that, and the structure of it all. But for the beginning of it, you're still literally just there for the ride, just wondering almost as much because these characters know so much more than what you do, and you that's made apparent from the structure of the shows. So that's just typical Garo formula. Even if you go back to the old series, it's the same thing.
Not that, but if you have Ryuga's universe is definitely not our own because it's technically somewhere distant. It's its own universe in its own like futuristic timeline. Like there's nothing there connecting it to the original Garo universe, other than the Makai Knights and stuff.
I'm still curious because when they announced Garo, so like I was looking on YouTube, not a lot of people are even talking about it yet. Like social media wise, a lot of content creators like, "Oh, this is great! I can't wait!" And I'm like, everyone went silent. And I get it. It's not gonna help your analytics. Obviously, you're talking about Garo, but I'm hoping it's like a Subaraya situation where if this does well, I looked at the numbers of the first episode. It was at like the last time I checked, it was a little bit over 300K, and I was like, that's not bad for Garo on YouTube.
Oh, absolutely.
So I'm hoping it's one of those things like a Subaraya situation gets popular. Like Garo's another one that we have a lot of easy access to, thanks to Blu-rays and the anime and everything else. So it's like, we have more options of getting Garo. Like I can go on Amazon, buy a whole bunch of Blu-rays, and have everything if I wanted to, compared to even anything from Toei.
Anything from Shout.
And it's funny that the easier things to have access to aren't more popular.
Yeah, that's the stupid thing, but I really hope that, you know, these shows doing things like this, making it so accessible, will finally open up the eyes of Toei. In terms of, like, you know, it's another revenue stream for them. I don't know why they don't do it, because obviously they're gonna get the ad revenue from it. They're gonna do gangbusters when it comes to distributing it on these free platforms. I don't know why they just won't do it.
It's not the way they want to make money, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes, by having more ad revenue and doing what like Subaraya does and putting their own commercials in there as well, that people would run into and be like, "Oh, that toys? I want toys. I want those toys."
Like I said, it's I think it has to do with a lot of just, it's not the way they want to do their business, oddly enough, which I don't know why, because, you know, it would sell, obviously. It's just,
I heard there's some licensing issues on Toei's end when it comes to how they that's one of the things why is too. So it's not like Subaraya where they could easily be like, okay, who wants to, let's just do it. Like, Toei has a lot more red tape they have to go through.
Yeah, because all the TV stations and stuff like that and other companies, like parent companies. I remember watching a Marcus video about it, and it's like there's like two other companies that are sort of like in between it, like a tug of war. Yeah, that's why it's not on streaming, because that's why when we get like the really good quality episodes of like Don Brothers or King-Ohger, I think we're getting the ones that go up on their streaming websites, like the Amazon, not Amazon, but yeah, it's like a weird in between. It's sort of like this weird tug of war, and it sucks.
The thing is, if you set your VPN to Japan and go on YouTube, it's not like Toei doesn't upload these episodes, like episodes of their shows up there themselves. They do. They just literally restrict it to being.
It's the licensing. It's the licensing from the standpoint of international distribution and showing them. That's the issue.
But I mean,
Toei done Toei themselves.
Yeah. Well, maybe the more that Hasbro doesn't mess with anything Sentai related, maybe that will start opening up.
Hasbro messing with stuff. They'd have to care.
I don't think Hasbro's going to come out with anything Power Rangers related, like
ever
television wise, in years.
They put the 3-0 stuff on their own Hasbro Pulse website. And I'm like, y'all didn't even make those. Why are you putting them on your website?
Yeah.
Like,
even according to Josh. Yeah. Well, according to Josh on TokuTopics, apparently there's not much rumored for 2024 when it comes to toys from Hasbro for Power Rangers. So, yeah, it's going to be
I'm not even shocked. There's like...
I know.
Okay. We got the SMP line and the Shoto Super line, so...
I mean, if they keep releasing helmets, I will buy helmets. If they would just do it, but they won't.
If you get a Ross, you'll probably get a good deal on them.
No, but I'm talking about helmets outside of fucking MMPR. Because I'm scared of that shit. Like, get into the Zeo. I want a gold Zeo Ranger helmet. I want that shit.
Ooh.
And then I'll get the suit, and then I'll put them right next to Orga, and then I'll just have, like, you know, the gold boys back there.
When I tell you I've been staring at that for like 35 minutes trying to figure out what changed behind you, and I just realized it about 2 to 3 minutes ago. I'm like,
I told you I was buying a mannequin.
Yeah, it was in his latest video too, doing all kind of creepy shit.
Fuck, I just noticed it as well.
What? I cannot be the only who saw that.
Okay, so it's not just me, because I'm just sitting here like,
seriously,
this is new. I was like, did he get a new driver?
Nah, it's Orga, and sadly the mannequin's taller than me, so I'm just like, well, it's okay. It's fine. Like,
You versus the one she tells not to worry about.
Right.
I mean, for reference on 5'10", and this guy's like, I think 6'3" is the height on the mannequin. So
Makes sense.
but yeah, that'll come in handy once the Fies movie comes out and I can do my review when that actually gets subbed and put out in physical media, you know, in like June.
Yeah. I was like, what month is it? Nah, you got time.
Having to actively avoid spoilers like the plague on it when it drops in theaters next month.
We're not on social. You're not on social, so you won't get spoiled.
That doesn't mean people on my Discord server aren't gonna end up being some dicks and
Or someone in
that's
live
true.
chat just being like, "Oh, you're talking to Fies. Did you hear about this in the movie?" It's like,
Or they go directly to you in your open voice chat, like, Zio, did you know that this happens in the? And it's like,
and then I'll be like, I'm banning you right now.
banned right then and there on the spot.
that's how he's gonna figure out my burner account.
Just all of that good. So I'm surprised it took y'all that long to notice that big hulking thing back there. So
I mean, they didn't see the review clearly.
yeah, I mean, there were some people that watched the review and they were like, "How long has that been back there? Did I miss something?" It's like, yeah,
There's the cosplay.
yes, it's the cosplay. I was just tired of it being displayed in bits and pieces on the floor. So I was like, nah, I need a mannequin to properly display this bad boy. My days of efforts to make this costume.
How many
And
days?
properly show it.
Yeah.
Technically 6 days.
Oh, okay.
Because I only worked on it every Saturday for about like 6 weeks. Was the only time I could afford to work on the cosplay. So yeah, good stuff. He's stuffed with the ashes of both versions of Kiba Yuji.
You mean
So
all
he's
three?
definitely possessed. All three. If you count certain real life events. Now on to Gotchard.
Oh, yes. Oh, God.
Unless someone else has something to interject when it comes to Garo. No.
Garo, good. Go watch it.
Yes. It is
Mark,
also...
Mark,
You
Mark
had
was
me
gonna-
interject. I was like,
no.
no.
There's
gonna
really no
interject
reason.
between getting that gate of darkness.
There's no reason
And
not
from
to
what I've
watch it, too.
heard, they've
But
got the, and from what I've heard, they've got the older series uploaded there too. So
Yes, they do.
I have some of them.
And I was surprised because apparently episode 1 of like the first series did not censor out the.
titties.
Yeah, I'm just like YouTube. Wow.
the
Okay.
jugular.
It's just out there. Fantastic.
It's for educational purposes, so they don't have to.
Oh, yeah.
Educating you on peak Toku. It counts.
I mean, if it's fine for YouTube, maybe it's gonna be fine on Twitch. And the second I say that, I instantly get
No.
knocked off.
It's not
Twitch.
artistic enough.
But yes, from the Gate of Darkness to the Door of Darkness, we got Gotchard this week with I guess the end of Gotchard Daybreak's arc already. That was
think you're gonna see
a 3-episode thing that happened.
Yeah.
I'm really disliking how a lot of the setups that Gotchard has gets paid off almost instantly. It's like it doesn't have anything really cooking. Everything gets almost paid off right away. And to the point that I'm also like, what was the point of Daybreak in general? Like, we don't know
I'm sure he'll be back.
because we don't know the specific event. Well, he's apparently getting his own standalone film.
Oh, I did not
Yes.
know that.
So yeah, because given the rate Gotchard's been, I bet that movie's going to be completely relevant to the plot of Gotchard in general. And we're going to have maybe once we get to part 3 of Gotchard, we're going to be like, what's going on now? Oh, apparently some big shit happened in the Daybreak movie.
Yep.
What?
I don't think it's Daybreak
I'm
to bring
calling it
legend
now
in.
because it's probably what's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's something that I'm thinking is potentially going to be the likely scenario. But yeah, spoiler alert: Daybreak is Hotaro from 5 years from now.
Yeah.
Still
Yeah,
love
that
that
was
suit
it.
so much. I'm so sad it's gone. Like I want that's the best suit they have in the show right now.
Yeah, I didn't care too much for
Without the
Igniter.
cape, though. Without the
Oh, yeah.
cape.
I like Ignite.
I like the cape.
The cape's a little too overtly done. There's only look as a guy that likes fire. There's such thing as too much fire.
We're getting Majade though.
She was in the film. I mean, sure, we get proper Majade debut this upcoming Sunday, but
Does it count as a debut, though?
the way that they're showing it in the preview makes it seem like the debut because they got those dynamic camera angles when she first transforms. And it's just like, yeah, that's what they're doing. Now, I just don't know if they're gonna do it like they would usually do, and she actually doesn't transform until the end of the episode.
Oh, probably.
Meaning like, yeah, you guys just hyped us up for literally the ending. Gotcha. You thought you were gonna get Majade this episode. She's at the end of it. Real episode is the week after.
Yep.
So
just like they didn't build all the time.
So the big thing about this episode is Hotaro goes back in time, essentially, to find in order to find his proper upgrade, because even though Daybreak was just offering him his igniter thing, Hotaro's like, nah, I'll just do it myself. It's like, okay, cool. Well, we'll just take you back in time 10 years ago. Just make sure you don't interact with your past self or anything like that, or some shenanigans are going to end up happening. So he goes back in time and he interacts with himself. Yeah.
Proceeds to interact with past self. Breaks all the rules within the span of that flashback with what he told him not to
It could be
do.
worse. He could go back in time and go to prom with his mom. So, I mean, he, he dodged a bullet.
I'd watch
I didn't like
that
those time
episode.
travel. Once I saw Legend and the Legend special, so I was like, I hope there's nothing time related in this show. And then all of a sudden, 5 years from the future, him is in a great looking suit, goes back in time, and then I'm like, oh god.
And then forces
Time
him to go back in time again.
Time shenanigans, and I don't want time shenanigans.
And the thing is, we don't even know the proper setup on why Daybreak Gotchard even came back to the past or anything like that.
Yeah.
No.
Like we
That's
really
what I'm
didn't
saying.
get
Like there's no motive for it.
Yeah, we get the
We're gonna
slight
find out in the movie
preview of like his Earth just looking wrecked and all that stuff.
It's
and
not gorgeous.
And then
Earth
he's
isn't gorgeous.
he's holding the goggles that in case you didn't know, Hotaro's dad, I guess, was a Digimon protagonist because he had some goggles, and he tried recreating that by making one using alchemy.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, that is the same goggles that he uses to create his little attachment for his Gotcha driver, which I'm still confused because that's the same attachment that Valverade's going to use to become a writer, but they're making, I guess, their own version over there. So why,
who knows?
Why is it the same thing? It shouldn't have been a completely different. There's some shit with this show that I just don't get, and that's one of them.
Well, to be fair, let's give it the
benefit of the doubt.
The benefit of the doubt, because like we haven't even gotten Valverade yet. We don't even know.
Yeah.
So let's wait. We'll see.
But we know that they are working on that thing for him because he's getting his own Gotcha driver. He's getting that igniter attachment to it, and that's how he becomes Kamen Rider Valverade.
Right, but we don't. Technically speaking, from a narrative standpoint in the show, those are like spoilers. We don't really know that yet in the show, except for the Gotcha driver aspect of it. That's about it.
And the fact that he's in the intro.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah. And he's been in the intro for the last couple weeks, so
it's only been 2 weeks.
That's why I said couple weeks. That's 2.
It's only two.
He's going to be in this upcoming episode in the intro, and he's not going to make his debut that episode, though.
Yeah, he's probably going to be.
He's probably not going to make his debut for another 2 to 3 episodes.
Yeah, unless it's right after Majade's, in which case, damn, polarizing.
Yeah, they gotta pay off that intro in terms of that.
Mm-hmm.
But we did see that, of course, Hotaro was a gifted alchemist already.
Was for sure. Yeah.
Yes, was. As a child, and of course, interacting with a mini steamliner, and and the young Hopper one over there. So we got all that good stuff. We got Fuga interacting with Gideon, and I know some people started speculating that there's the potential that Gideon could end up being Hotaro's dad. They just ended up turning to like that's the new prevailing theory that I've been seeing going around after this episode is that Gideon might be Hotaro's dad, especially since we haven't seen them interact yet.
Wouldn't
Yeah.
his like younger baby form like have seen Gideon and been like, "Oh, that's my dad."
No, because he walked away conveniently.
Right.
Like they weren't in the scenes together.
Okay, but where are the goggles? You know, he's gotta have the goggles.
Maybe he had the goggles, but then he gave them up
To
for the
who?
mustache.
Oh, no, please.
He lost the
feel
pro
like this-
tag like goggles and gained the villain stash.
I
You
feel like this
can't have
needs
the
a
two of
Google
them
slide.
together.
I'm gonna do a Google slide for next Friday. A deep dive into who Hotaro's father is. Just like when I fixed Geets and everything else with my Google slides, I'm gonna come up with a good one.
Is
Are
that
you
your
gonna-
answer from Google Slides?
Are you gonna list yourself as one of the potential like dad nominees?
Oh yeah, no, because listen, there's a time frame. Let me tell you, there's a time frame. The wild oat was sowed everywhere. Like,
Because he's like what,
So-
17?
If
What was
you're
I doing
between
17
this
years
and this
ago?
time, there's a
Yeah,
chance Mark could
20.
be your father.
21. Oh no, big, huge, like at least 85% sure it could happen.
Good bet.
Man, but why is your son so mid then?
Listen, what happened is back then, this wasn't the mark you see now, okay? The money wasn't right back then. Yeah. The tax bracket was too low, so
But you opened up a restaurant and then you just dipped out.
yeah, residuals.
But you left that to your baby mama.
Yeah.
Different
She didn't even
time
want
frame, man.
that.
Don't worry, she left the tax to someone else, and yeah.
I was so convincing. She thought she wanted that business,
Oh.
and I was like, "I'm gonna go over here."
I'm gonna go get some milk.
Yeah.
And instead you were having a secret second family like in Monarch.
With cats.
Yes,
Yeah.
second family, and weird mother who's technically not aging because she was in another dimension, world, inner planet, hollow earth theory stuff. No, it's a lot of stuff to go over.
Oh yeah, because
Did y'all finish? Actually, finish Monarch.
No, it's.
Oh my
still
god,
on
I
the
told
list.
you last week to finish it.
I finished
I got
Monarch.
busy.
Too busy to watch Peak.
Does that mean we can't
Yeah.
talk about Monarch this week as well?
No,
I
don't wanna spoil
mean,
it.
I can leave. I can leave the chat.
No. It's
now
fine.
you can
No.
say. I don't want to spoil it for you. I'm too nice. I would never spoil it. It's
Yeah.
just it's
Okay.
Peak.
Yeah.
But once you do watch it, we got to discuss it.
Oh yeah,
Because it's probably some of the best like television
we could.
I've seen in
Oh.
years.
Look, I
Easily,
was gonna
and I
play
can't wait.
it, but then look, I was gonna watch it, but then I like powered through Yakuza 0. I got to the end, had a bit of a cry, and then I started Yakuza Kiwami, and yeah, went from there.
Oh, you're going to Peak
Wait,
Games.
Jess,
to
why are
Peak
you telling
Games.
me to finish Monarch? I finished Monarch. Ash has to finish Monarch. I watched the finale twice because I just had to digest it.
I'm happy
what
you're
I
going on
saw.
this journey, Ash. The Yakuza series is amazing.
Yeah, well, after a bit like a dragon, I was like, I feel lost and confused. Let me go back to the very beginning.
I need to
You pick
play
it up the new
more of
one?
the Yakuza games.
Oh,
you're
you
playing
mean
Zero
the man who
right now,
erased
Ash?
his memory?
The man who erased. No, I was gonna make the voice actor joke, but nah.
Yeah. I got to get the new one. The new one's coming out in what, like 2 weeks?
The millionaire
Yeah.
one or the
Yeah, the where they get the
The
little
Millionaire
Hawaiian
one.
Island stuff going.
oh the
on.
And
sequel
Danny-
to Like a Dragon?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and Danny Trejo is one of the villains.
Ooh.
yeah.
Ash, just so you know, Kermit in the chat says that he loves you and that you should stay, but he hates me because it's fun.
Okay.
That makes
All right, I
perfect
guess
sense,
I'm the new
honestly.
host of TokuTonic.
That's right.
I'll be
Cool.
turning
We're gonna
up
talk
the-
comics. Talk comics instead now.
Yeah, we're going to talk comics.
The comic
right.
hour? Oh, great. Excellent.
Comic hour.
Comic time.
Ultimate
Did y'all
Spider-Man is
read-
out. Go read it.
Ooh.
Yes.
Speaking of, yeah.
Yes.
Right there.
Yes, I read it. Yeah.
It's cool.
Me and Rollover did like an hour-long video about it.
Should I read the other Ultimates, like Ultimate Black Panther and X-Men? Or
Those aren't
they
out
were-
yet.
Oh, they're not out yet.
No, so right now Ultimate Universe came out, which is the Tony Stark side of things. And then Ultimate Spider-Man. Next is Black Panther in February.
Okay.
And then so each month one is coming out. And then X-Men's
so
the
when-
last one to start.
Oh, I see.
Oh,
So when
hey.
do I get Ultimate?
Twinning.
Okay.
Oh shit. Oh god, I know what he meant.
I understood completely. I was like, wait, Zio left? I was like, I thought you were in the corner the whole time.
Yes, I left. This is now Ash's stream. You guys only talk Power Rangers and comics.
I'm
All right,
okay
let's
with
go.
that.
And once
This
again,
is all-
Gotchard got derailed again. So
It's okay. I'm enjoying the show. I just don't
It's
like
good.
there's a lot of like how the episodes are being done and put out right now, where it's like 2 to 3 episode are like things being over. It's like I'm just not looking forward to Kamen Rider Valvrad to show up. And as much as I like the suit Majade and stuff like that, because it's like I've been enjoying lack of riders in this season.
Yes.
And then we're jumping up so much, and I'm like, I'm
Look.
worried it's gonna fall into
The Reiwa
the
formula.
older. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm worried we're gonna get the Revice situation in this neck, because gets the asterisk because it's a game that they're playing, but like I just don't want it to go down the Revice line where it's like, okay, now we have evil and live and demons and oh look now.
I
we have
mean, that's all of
Aguilera.
Revice.
It's like,
the thing is, for
01 had
Revice, it
50
made sense
riders.
when the family were writers, but once they started
Yes.
introducing the other writers, that was
well, once we got
Yeah,
and it, just
of
felt like-
riders, yeah.
it wasn't good storytelling for the other writers either.
Yeah.
Like
and
it
the
just
thing
wasn't.
is, for Gotchard right now, at least the writers have been the school, the students from the academy. I mean, Minato technically the teacher is now Dread, so it's been that so far. I mean, that opens up the potential for maybe Ringe, Sabimaru becoming a writer proper. Who knows?
And that'd be too much. I feel like that'd be too.
I mean, I think 3 is their magic number. They should just stick with it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'd be okay with just 2. Just give me 2.
I mean, I would like
to
to.
for the longest time.
But the thing is, we've already had so many forms for Gotchard as well. So when you start throwing in like all of the suits for Gotchard, and then you start throwing in all the writers, and then it's just like, are they going to give him a bunch of like different suits as well, or what?
Yeah.
Or is Gotchard also still going to continue down his train of a lot of suits, especially now that we know that Igniter could technically work with all the other previous suits we've already seen Gotchard rock?
Yeah. That only changed with the helmets and the arms, right?
It's like the chest stays the same, and I think parts of the arms stay the same, but then everything else changes to being the other suits, which is weird because you have that blue chest piece on suits that aren't blue, so you start breaking that color coordination for the ones that actually had color coordination.
He should have never made a Kamen Rider. He should have stayed Valvarad as like this weird non-Kamen Rider
non-threat
antagonist,
Yeah.
but he was taking too many L's, so they had to like upgrade him.
Well, this is probably a yes answer, but do you think when, like, if Garyon is Hotaro's father, do you think he'll become a writer? And do you think Minato will become a writer and proper as well? Like the two?
Yes.
And-
Given the state of Kamen Rider is currently, when's the last time we didn't have a villain that was a Kamen Rider?
That is true. That is true.
Because I think all of Reiwa, the final villains have been a
no,
Kamen Rider.
That is true.
Revice. No,
Revice, technically,
yes.
no,
but
yes,
but it didn't end with Gifu though. That's the thing.
I
If
know
it goes
we
by
had.
the
He
arc,
wasn't like
Juga, and then they had to fight each other.
he wasn't the
the
main
member
villain
berries.
though. You know what I mean? He was a
His
second.
own inner demon was technically the antagonist, not the main villain. So I count it. The final fight involved 2 Kamen Riders battling.
Yes.
No.
Even if it was play fighting, it was still fighting.
What do you mean, no, Cloudy?
I mean,
How
yes,
is it
but it
not?
wasn't like a real fight. You know, it was just.
It doesn't matter.
But even then,
It
the
was
fight that they
real
had
in our
before
heart.
that was against Juga.
Yeah.
Another writer.
Remember, Daddy.
Listen, I feel like, especially in this case, it would be a waste not to have the final villain be like some kind of homunculus monstrosity. You know what I mean?
Oh, so
That'd
they're
be
going to
cool.
combine all of Gotchard's forms into one. That sounds like a
They did that
monstrosity.
already. Stop it. Stop bringing that back.
It's gonna be disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
If it's
I'll
a
buy a
monster
figure
suit,
for it.
I can live with it. But if it's a rider suit, we're treading into Kamen Rider storyist territory where I don't consider it like that's not a rider. It doesn't look like a rider.
When he got random bass in his voice for no reason.
Yeah,
It's like, I'm Storios.
I suck. I ruined the show.
It wasn't
Yeah.
even bass in his voice. It was just a gravel that he was putting in there that was so
It really
bad.
was. It was like he was trying to growl and talk at the same time, and I'm like, you know what? No, this isn't working.
Yeah, no, I hated all of that.
Storius was not a good moment for the moment he became the villain. Oh boy, that show.
Yeah.
Then his reasons. Oh, so
Can we not get into that, please?
So
I think that was stupid.
Simpsons did it. It was a thing. I did see someone bring up in the chat that they are speculating whether or not Gideon might have. There's two versions of Gideon, a good one and a bad one, similar to Hohenheim in Full Metal Alchemist, where one was actually the dad, and then of course the other one was what was it? The last sin,
The
right?
homunculus, right?
Yeah.
The jar and the homunculus in a jar thing, whatever. It is.
What if an evil alchemist fuses
Homunculus in
Sabimaru
the
with
flask.
another person?
Oh, sorry, homunculus in the class. Thank you, Ash.
Sorry.
Thank you.
They become a chimera.
You're welcome.
What are you speculating over?
I was like, what if one of the evil alchemists like fuses Sabimaru with like a sheepdog or something?
No.
I think we've made that joke too many times.
Yes.
It's not, because you know
And
what?
look-
I'm honestly, I want it to happen just because.
And it's not like the show does not have a little girl already, Mark.
yeah.
I know.
No.
Trust, like I instantly was like, because like everyone keeps making like, what if they do this with this person, like in Full Metal Alchemist? And I'm like, listen, if you're gonna go Full Metal Alchemist, you might as well just do all the shitty stuff. So give me some sort of chemi fused with a little girl. Give me like all the key elements from that show and just put it on there.
Roroni, I think it would be more ring gay. One because they're closer to each other, and two, it's two syllables like
Ring-gay?
Edward. Yeah.
Yeah.
What if
Edward.
they,
What are you gonna say?
How about there's another alternate bad timeline in which someone went back in time to stop Hotaro and they just make his child version fused with Hopper 1?
Oh, that's gross.
Yes.
wanna see it.
No.
I want
Well,
to see it. Also,
how-
what if the show we're watching right now is the bad timeline? Just
what is?
It's like
It's
Daybreak
probably-
fixed nothing.
yeah.
I
He's
have
like,
to
if
go.
I-
He made it worse.
Oh no, is it too soon? Is it too soon? Am I in the? Did nothing? It's like, oh shit, you already screwed it up. And this is
Daybreak's like,
you
holy
can't go
shit,
back
I
and try
made it
again.
worse. It's like
We
a future
find out
Gohan
that
situation.
Gotchard is literally a 5-year season, and they're just trying to lead up to Reiwa 10.
No,
Listen.
God.
You know, it
I don't
would
know.
work. Like you get him fighting Legend and then Decade and Zeo, and just have him just go through and just like destroy all the stupid time-related seasons of the past.
You know, I just realized Legend's got to get that final form, and if he's going to be in the main show, there's going to be. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see the lore.
I was saying,
the
too many.
final
We're gonna have too
form.
many writers,
Jesus Christ!
and you know, Legend's probably going to be the Daybreak film because that's probably going to explain time travel shenanigans.
He might be. He wasn't on the poster, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, but when is it that we haven't had posters have stuff not shown on them?
Lately, not really, not much.
Until they
I know, but
get
that-
closer to the release, and then it's just like, oh,
Yeah.
there it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like when they kept Revice out of the original poster
Mm-hmm.
for that one,
And all the
movie.
other writers out of the original Gates poster.
Yeah. So
They can do it. They can do it in post.
I like how we don't even talk about the actual episodes of Gotchard anymore. We just talk about the show.
We're just
in
theory
general.
crafting.
There's a discourse about the show. It's like, you know what? Like,
We can't talk
What happened to the
about
episode?
the
I don't
show
remember.
proper.
Look,
Also,
I don't hate Gotchard. It's just
Oh.
I know.
It
not
has
bad.
its
Garo is a
flaws.
boring
It still has its
So-
flaws, and once I actually finally released my video on it, I started working on it, and typing it up. But yeah,
I feel like it
I might
doesn't
do one
help
every
that-
5 episodes. I think I'm gonna do it every 5 to 6 episodes. Maybe I still can't do week to week with reviewing it. I want to, but it's just. Jessica Grace said the Mach speed kick was like the best part of the freaking show, and that's one of my favorite rider kicks of all. Reiwa.
I know someone
Like-
doesn't like it.
I
I
didn't.
was just
I
like,
didn't care for it.
staring at it. I was just staring at it, and I was just like, oh, and I was like, let me just rewind that, play it again. I'm like, oh, it's a good kick.
A lot of the fight, a lot of the fighting in the show really feels weightless. Like it doesn't feel like it
There's no
has the
stakes.
impact that it should.
There's no stakes in the fighting.
And that's one of the things that it just also felt with this fight. Even though he gets the new form, we got the new insert theme done by Rider Chips, not their best song by any means, shape, or form. But it's there. It's a new song.
It is a Rider Chip song. I will say that.
Do you not like Rockets? Is that why? Do you not like Rockets? You're not
I
a fan
mean,
of
I like Rockets.
What about Chains?
Yes, but once again, the weight just didn't feel there, especially since after the kick, he teleports to
He was
a
moving
closed
so
off
fast.
area.
He was moving so fast. He stopped in a different.
He was so fast. He
That's
was
why.
so fast. He kicked him out of the fight zone.
Yes,
Like they're over here. He kicked him. Pew!
and now
Now
he's all
over
the way
there.
out there.
In an enclosed area.
Yes,
Yes.
that's how fast he was
He
moving.
kicked him that hard. He moved so fast. The sound barrier was like, and
No.
it was the Chains and the Rocket combined.
You know what I wish they would have done instead? Something that I don't think they've done since episode 1. Remember when he punched, I think it was
Went in the
Clotho
pocket
into
dimension?
that pocket dimension? Yeah, we haven't
Oh,
seen
no, I
that
want
again.
that back. I want that back so
Yeah.
bad. That
Mhm.
was the coolest thing in the whole entire show because it was the same pocket dimension where they revealed the suit and they had that cool music that we've never heard again.
Yep.
Yeah. And
Ah,
it's
that
just
was
the
good
concept that's
music.
just gone away. And I was just like, this would have been the chance to where he kicked them so hard that he kicked them into the pocket dimension.
You know what? I'm
Like
surprised
something
about?
like that.
With the names of the music, like with like the group names for like all the people making music for this show, I'm surprised the music isn't as great as it should be. Because you got Beverly, you got Flo, you have Rider Chips, you have fucking Back On. Yet the music for the show isn't that great. I'm not gonna lie.
This is probably some of their most tame performances from all of these performers ever.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe they didn't get full control, like, and they kind of like dialed it in just to get the music out there.
Possibly.
But no, he had a rocket, by the way, when he kicked him. In case you were wondering, like he had a rocket.
Yes, on his back. It was on the chin.
Yes, I saw the entire
Very good kick.
backpack.
Very a quality
Listen,
rider kick, mind you.
John, not John. Why do I say John?
John.
I don't know why I
Wow.
brought up John.
Wow.
I'm thinking of John right now because of the bet. Oh, Mark, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
You know how much money I spent this month already on Toku stuff?
Yes, that's
John
let's
could
not-
never.
He couldn't. Probably would put him in debt for life. But I was just saying, it's like I think Zio's in the minority of people who don't like this kick because everyone else, I'm pretty sure, really likes this kick.
I like this kick. I liked it.
But
Did you just call him a minority?
I said he's in the
Yeah.
minority,
Oh, okay.
not a minority. I mean, I guess
I mean, I am a minority.
he is a
What are you
minority,
talking about?
but yeah.
No, everything cut out, and I was just like, all I heard was
Oh,
Leo's minority. I'm like, wait, what?
well,
I
he
was like,
is, but
this
that's
is
not
really
what we're
off
talking
topic.
about. That is very.
We're
off topic.
talking about kicks and
We are.
Gotchard.
That was a good kick, a solid kick. I think, but the problem is, it doesn't feel like there's any like weight to like anything that's happening. Like no characters feel like they're in danger at all. The closest we ever got was Sabimaru. That was it,
Yeah,
And
That
even
didn't
then, that
land
was a
flat.
resolution that happened
that
within
level.
the next episode.
and that
Which
happened.
is-
yeah.
Exactly.
But once again, that's my issue with the show. It's like anytime that it feels like there's some slight weight being thrown in there, the following episode kind of throws it out there. Like the whole traitor within the Alchemist is like Academy, that that was a one and done thing. Next episode, she was already dusted and shit like that. Dread being Sabimaru, one and done type thing. You got that for 2 episodes. Started one episode, ended the next episode.
Crazy word, but I don't
Also,
think you
those are two
understand
really good
what that
episodes, though.
sentence means. Like that sentence has two meanings to it, and I don't like the implications.
I don't know what either of the implications are. I just choose to ignore it.
Okay.
There's no stakes really in the show still.
No.
And you think it's one of the things where it's like, okay, when there is, it's going to feel more impactful. But because we've kind of had not a bait and switch, but it's been kind of like a quick conflict resolution every 2 to 3 episodes, it's gonna kind of like The Boy Who Cried Wolf, where we finally get high stakes. We're all just gonna anticipate it to be over the next episode.
Yeah. And then
And we'll be shocked when it lasts like 5 episodes or 4 episodes even.
No, I think it'll be disappointing when something very small, at least we think, because they've probably dealt with bigger sounding things, turns out to spiral out of control into something bigger than we thought. And I'm going to be like, oh, really? This is it? This is where the stakes are?
Also, because I wasn't here last week, but with Gotchard, the previous episode before this last one, man, Hotaro going back and making food, he was serving him up another delicious dish because I missed that from the episode. I like when every episode he makes like kind of his own little dish and he names it and everything. I don't know if I forgot what the dish was called, but that should look good.
Yeah, but now he's suddenly making food that's good.
Which means
I'm just like,
another thing that happened in the movie.
Yeah, another thing happened in the movie that we just he got good at cooking.
Yeah.
Something happened. He learned how
he
to
got the
Maybe he made a wish
version of
to
Cooking
Ace
Mama game.
saying, "Hey, can I at least cook good?" It's like, I'm gonna let you cook. I'm gonna let you cook.
He's like, "Go ahead, my child."
Yep. And he bet that, and he took that literally.
No.
I will
Literally,
say,
when you look at the first episode and now, like his cooking definitely, he's got the skill increase.
Yeah.
I think if anything I've liked from this new arc or whatever of Gotchard we are is I definitely like Valverade's teacher. Like it seems their relationship.
His mentor.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of curious about them and what happened with that because you saw the scar and all that stuff. It actually does bring up some interesting stuff.
I know that's why I want to see the freaking movie.
They keep alluding more to like what happened 10 years ago and things like that. But since we just got this episode with him going back 10 years ago, I'm just like, that's not it, right? That's not everything. That can't be the great.
There's probably more to it.
Because I'm just like, if people got injured, people lost their lives, like this latest Blazar episode, that kind of thing, then it's just like, where did all that happen at? This was a very closed off set, and Hotaro was just literally playing until like Fuga shows up and finds out that he was being tricked by Gideon the entire time. That the reason why he was labeled as a traitor was because Gideon was spreading the rumors about him, making him take all the blame for everything. He did nothing. He hadn't even captured all the Kemis by then either, because Hotaro was literally playing with 2 of them.
And then he deleted his memory.
Yep. And that's why Hotaro does not remember.
Is that why he's bad at alchemy too?
Probably. You would think it would be one of those like the Kajiki situation where you still have a somewhat love or understanding of what you had before. But I guess if Hotaro had been raised in an alchemist society since he was a kid, which I don't know how they kept that from his mom unless they erased her memory as well. Then yeah, I don't know. Because that also does open up that can of worms is if Hotaro was raised around all this other alchemy shit, then shouldn't his mom also know? Or was it like a weekend at dad's situation versus like them actually being a proper family unit? More questions. More questions.
True. There are interesting things and nuggets about the show at the moment. It's just not hitting or connecting. And yes, it is because everything that we want to know about happened in the movie that we won't know anything about for another 2 more months, maybe.
Let's see. Is a paradox thing where Hotaro losing his memory as a kid is a fixed point? I mean, I don't know if they've within the concept of the story, I don't think that they've established fixed points being a thing. I mean, usually in most time travel stories, there are certain things that just you're not supposed to touch or see or anything like that. But literally within the rules of this show's time travel, they didn't set anything up besides don't touch yourself.
And he did, technically. A lot. I'm talking about Daybreak. I'm not just talking about the young.
Yes, all versions of Hotaro touches Hotaro. Just can't stop. But that's also where we find out that, of course, Daybreak is Hotaro from the future and all that stuff. And we get the little tease that's setting up his film, I guess. What if they end this second part with with the Daybreak film, and then they start a third part, and we're gonna be like, "What the hell just happened?"
Yes, that's exactly what I was saying earlier on VC. If depending on when this Daybreak movie takes place, we're gonna have a gap where it's just like shit happened. We're not gonna know about it for a couple months, and then bam, we're just supposed to accept where the characters are now.
They do where the it's gonna be the summer movie. Watch it be the summer movie. Is the Daybreak film. And
what if the show does a 5-year time jump after that film?
I'm just like, everyone's just 5 years.
So it's just 5 years later.
I mean, hey, you saw the fits they were rocking in that film.
I know.
The thing that's going to be awkward is if it is a 5-year time skip, then it's going to be like, Hotaro, why is your voice not sounding like Daybreak? Who's played by a man in his 40s.
Well, see, I stopped smoking. He told me not to, and that's what changed my voice.
Turns out future me was inhaling those steamliner fumes too much and got Smoker's voice. Mm-hmm. That's why.
Because 5-year future Hotaro is voiced by a 40-something-year-old man.
Yes.
Yep. Makes perfect sense, honestly.
Your early 20s Hotaro is played by a 42-year-old man. Fun.
Well, that's what he realized. Hotaro 5 years in the future is actually Hotaro 25 years in the future who got stuck coming back in time.
Mm-hmm. They still need to explain that and what happened to all his gacha cards. And why he can seem to like just pull them all out of the ether. Like, I know he's got the card thing, but now he can just cycle through them whenever he wants.
So we think that's going to be a plot hole? I feel like it's going to be a plot hole.
I mean, probably technically be a lot of plot holes with the show right now. So,
oh yeah, like because now he has an igniter, but his igniter doesn't give him the cape or the Daybreak form. Although the Daybreak form doesn't even come from the cape, so that's
from the driver.
Yeah, it's literally the driver. Maybe the more that he uses it, the more that orange starts getting like to blood orange and then eventually red, and that explains the entire suit change. But I thought Daybreak Gotchard's cards also had changes to their designs. They're
on fire.
Up. Yeah. So don't have an explainer for that because now all the Chemi cards are like lit.
Yes, and don't forget, Daybreak even mentioned himself that like, oh, that's different than mine, or that does a different thing than mine did. So we're already on a different timeline.
Release more cards. I can't financially recover from that.
I thought you've been selling the cards.
I know, but then listen, the more they keep releasing, the more I have to pay up front. And the more people get annoyed with it, the less people are going to want to buy them.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, can't supply if there's no demand.
Oh,
I mean, it could be a situation where just Daybreak coming to the past already changed the past without him even interacting with Hotaro, or it could be how we get the proper Legend tie-in. That Legend abducting Hotaro at some point in time actually also ended up influencing something, since we also still don't know where the Legend special falls into.
That Hotaro that was kidnapped was the one that's technically from Daybreak's timeline.
We also
so he was like, I gotta get gorgeous, so that's when he got the.
It's the Trunks. It's the Dragon Ball Z / Super Trunks issue where the Dragon Ball Super Future Trunks isn't the same one from Dragon Ball Z, which yeah.
Well, because the one from Dragon Ball Z is the ones from the Xenoverse timeline. Because now we start getting into the Xenoverse timeline of it.
Wait, hold on. Back to Gotchard quickly before we trail off again. How do you guys think they're even going to introduce Legend into this show? Like,
carefully.
Carefully. I doubt.
Gorgeously. There's gonna be gems everywhere.
Yeah, they're gonna step and they're gonna be like, "Where the fuck did these like stones come from?"
We're gonna see the jewels again. You think the family jewels?
Oh, 100%. Oh, the whole family tree of jewels.
They're gonna be
He's
in
gonna
a
come out of
hot
the
spring.
bathtub.
It's gonna be like the hot spring episode of Gotchard because they're gonna go tropey,
Alright.
and they're gonna go to one. And it's just filled to the brim of jewels. Like, what's that? And then like he just pops up completely naked.
With a waterfall of jewels behind him.
His trans-dimensional time machine or dimension machine is going to be the bathtub. He just comes out of the bathtub every time.
It's literally gonna look
Yes.
like a fucked up Old Spice commercial.
No, gosh, I don't want to think about it.
Let's see here.
What is
That he's gonna show up as the new teacher in his regular classroom. I don't know. I think the actor might be too young to be playing a teacher role for Legend.
Oh. Also, I couldn't imagine him
gorgeous
being a
to show
teacher.
up. Yeah. Plus, they'd have to show the school, so
Which they only show us now bits and pieces of it when we get it.
Mhm.
It's like when you look at the intro of Gotchard, you think a lot of it happens in the school. There's a lot of scenes. There's more scenes in the intro of the school than the show has of the school. I mean, this episode we also found out that, of course, Minato's been memory wiped from everybody in the school, so they don't even know that he exists anymore.
Yep.
As he continues serving Gideon for some reason, we'll find out what their relationship is and what he's like, what he used to convince Minato in, or if Minato was really just a bad guy the whole time. We just still don't know on that one.
You can definitely tell he's reluctant about everything he's doing. There's no way he's actually about it.
Unless it's another character that's also been playing the long game.
You think? Really?
you think we're gonna get a showdown between Butler and Kajiki?
Probably. They're going to have a
Maybe.
face-off.
I'd be okay with that.
Then they end up merging at the end to become the one true Kajiki.
Mm.
And he becomes Kamen Rider Butler.
They're both gonna compete to see who puts the cards and who's.
He'd be Butler
Right,
Prime.
It'd be like when New 52 Superman ended up merging with classic Superman, and they made new true Superman. Superman Reborn. It's Kajiki Reborn.
That shit was so stupid.
I assume we're done talking about Gotchard now. Nothing else.
Yes.
To say?
I mean, we can. Anything else to throw in when it comes to Gotchard?
Ash.
Now remember that time in Garo?
Yeah, I think what'll fix Gotchard is having someone like this just show up as substitute teacher, just like right there.
Put that back.
Level 10 in my pantalones.
I think more to 10 there. I'm thinking we'd end up going to the alphabet rank because that's clearly some double D's. So,
Level 34 D.
So, King-Ohger this week.
Oh shit! I forgot that show existed.
What? There's another
What?
Toku.
I know. I haven't seen it.
I don't know. Apparently, I hate it. I hate.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I hate
You
King
found
Ohger
out.
now. I'm a fake Toku fan. Why am I even reviewing Toku shows when all I do is hate. And it's always the episodes in which Raculus is being goofy. Because we got some goofy Raculus action this
You
week.
just don't like fun. You just don't like fun.
You don't enjoy the fun of it.
No, the thing is, it's like we're near the end of the show. Why does it feel like we're padding out with these silly like B plots? Like
What do you mean?
almost
Adjuster
every
died
episode
this
now.
episode. Adjuster died this episode.
And it felt kind of not as weighty as the last Jester that got.
I mean,
I can't talk. I actually didn't see the episode. I'm not gonna lie. I'm further behind in King-Ohger than I am Blazar.
So the thing with this episode is now that Raculus has joined their ranks, kind of, sort of. He's doing community service. He's locked up and just polishing all of the gears for Yanma currently. They ask him if there's any other powers that he knows of, and he's like, yes, there's another power out there. It's like, really? You guys just now like mass produced the power to slay an immortal, but there's another power outside of that. Yes, it's the ones the original kings used. That was so powerful that's how they managed to get rid of the Bugnarok. And I'm like, but I thought that was the King-Ohger. Everything in like the first part of the show implied that their combined power was God King-Ohger, and that's why they needed God King-Ohger to defeat Death Narak. Given the powers that we've seen with this episode, the Bugnarok should have never been a threat.
You mean with Yanma destroying?
Yes, Yanma literally called upon lightning and hit every shoe god across the world instantly.
Yes.
Instantly. That alone should have been enough to drive every single Bugnarok underground with
He didn't know
effort.
he could do it. He didn't know.
No, but I'm just saying, if the original Kings had powers like that, just the fact that one of them would have had powers like that.
Oh, yeah, and the fact that there's 6 of them with powers like that.
Yes. Then the Bugnarok there never should have been a war. They should have curb stomped the Bugnarok the instant they got out their spaceship.
Well, actually, apparently the power was originally 1 power, and then he split it into 6 for the other kings.
Because it was too powerful.
Yeah. So I'm kind of curious, like, what are they gonna have to like reform the powers into one giant power again to kill? What's his name?
Well, whatever that power up's gonna be, it's not gonna be toyetic because this show ain't got any more toys coming out
and no new forms.
Yeah.
Hey, remember the Fangs of Rebellion or whatever the fuck they're called?
Yes, the CG upgrade that actually made it feel like when they killed Gorma for that Jester's defeat, that it felt impactful, especially like right after when they were all fist bumping each other and then they collapsed right after. That was like a goosebumpy season. That was like the best part of that episode for me. Well, on this one, it's kind of like, okay, you beat Hillbill.
When do we get that back again? Like that weird power up. Are we ever going to see that again?
No, I don't think. Why would they? They were calling upon lightning when Yanma can now just summon lightning like he's fucking Thor.
Yes. Although the way it looks like he has to use his shoe god to do it, but
he was literally just snapping his fingers.
Yeah, and then the shoe god showed up right above him, and then the lightning came out of it.
GOA says, "What if King-Ohger mech with the they would have already done that? They would have done that." Like, I was expecting them to form the King-Ohger and it have like little translucent like parts attached to it, because then they could have just sold that as his own separate toy that you could just attach to all the shoe gods, like their own little translucent pieces on there, just to make a Fangs of Rebellion version. That would have been potentially much better. But then they give us that one upgrade to actually defeat a Jester. Gira's the only one that pulls it out twice because everybody else was too exhausted. They're like, oh, it's going to kill us. But now we've got a power up for Yanma alone that is way more powerful than that.
And doesn't kill him, apparently.
Yes. And it has no side effects.
Except what is it called? Like the power hungry trip or whatever.
But that could have also been Hillbill's brainwashing on trying to reach for the top.
True. But I mean, I feel like because that acknowledgement from both of them, they realized that much power really could corrupt anyone. Because, Reckless and him were talking about it at the end.
Yeah, but even then, some people were pointing out that when it comes to like Gira punching Yanma, at the end of the day, his punch actually didn't undo the brainwashing. He just convinced him that there's a different way for reaching to the top. So he was still being technically still susceptible to the brainwashing or the hypnosis, even towards the defeat of Hillbill.
True. I'm honestly really happy we don't have to deal with more Hillbill.
I mean, we're at the end game now, so I'm just expecting all the Jesters to drop like flies now. And I guess since this next episode is going to end up being a Rita thing, which is one thing that I called out in my review, and part of the reason why I don't like these upgrades is because they also throw in Rita's ice powers as being one of these power-ups.
And hers comes with a side effect, a pretty bad one.
Yes, apparently, but I guess if she masters it, then, it doesn't matter. Because, I mean, if Yanma was able to do his with no issue, I would assume that Rita's would end up being a similar vein as well. But the other thing is, this no longer gives Rita that one uniqueness of their character. Because I would say
Yeah,
Rita is
yeah,
one of those
yeah.
characters that just there's not much to clasp onto when it comes to Rita, but this ice thing was a thing. And now that everyone gets
the
their own
Sharingan.
special power-ups, I'm like, okay, great.
It's
now
less
Rita's
impactful
just like
now.
everyone else.
Yep.
I know, yeah, no, I feel the same thing because like Rita having their Sharingan and the ice power that made them really unique.
Mhm.
Now everyone gets these special powers for these like gesture ending like abilities, and now I guess it takes away what made Rita so cool at the start. And I guess, yeah, I don't know, like I feel like
Cheapens it,
these
no?
powers. Pardon?
Oh, it cheapens it. I agree with you.
Yeah, it cheapens it. Like I feel like I liked Rita when we like learnt about them as the show went on, and like I wanted them to learn more about that Sharingan because I thought that would be their own little special thing. And now everyone's gonna have these like special abilities that were brought so late into the game to like deal with the gestures because they're so powerful. And I get it, like they need something to up another power up. We had 5 episodes ago. I get it, but I don't get it. But why now? Getting the power ups.
Unnecessary, you know.
Yeah, getting power-ups this late into the game, and once again, since they're not physical power-ups, it's not something that they, that you could see Toei just being like, oh yeah, we need to do this because we got to sell these toys. No, obviously we already know that the show's pretty much wrapped up, and like it's almost wrapped up in filming and all that stuff, and all the toys that they were planning on releasing for the most part is out.
Yep.
Like there's nothing else, or else we would have seen toy leaks of any proper power-ups that they were getting, and that's why the only physical suit is technically Garo with the Crown Lance. And that's it, because the Crown Lance is
toys. I've looked, there's no other toys except for they are releasing, but it's older, the Abyss Tarantula as a mini Pla, so you can make the God King-Ohger Zero. Other than that, there's nothing else planned, no other figures.
Isn't the
other
DX
candy toys.
Isn't the DX God Tarantula Abyss meant to come out already as well?
Yeah, that came out first.
Yeah, the candy toy one isn't coming out till like June. They have a lot of stuff coming out like well after the show's over, which is stupid. But I'll buy it.
So next episode we get the Rita focused episode, which I guess will pretty much, release the limiter or the hindrance that their ability has. Because I'm assuming that's what the entire thing's going to end up setting up.
What's with these civilian powers like coming into play now? Because that's what they are. They're civilian powers, essentially.
Filler stuff. Honestly,
yeah, it seems like they're just padding out to the finale.
I will say that there was one joke that got me this episode, which I thought was hilarious because they did pay it off. It was the moment they found out that they could slay gods. Grody was immediately like, "Well, I'm going. I'll see you guys."
Yeah, that was pretty good as well.
It's like, man, you mean I can die now? Must be nice. Let's go.
He's like, I'm in. Let's go.
I feel like that's probably going to end up making the final fight between him and possibly Himeno just the most anticlimactic one. He's just going to be like, do it. Do it.
I want it. I want this.
I've been waiting for this moment my entire life. Just go. Take your aim.
I mean, we all knew it was going to happen, like, because that's the joke. But I didn't expect it to actually get paid off.
It's probably going to be some Doug Dead shenanigans where he's going to say, like, nope, you can't just die. You got to make it fun.
You got to go all out.
Even though Doug Dad's like, oh, I'm super pissed. I'm still setting one at a time, but I'm super angry right now.
No. Which, of course, is one of my biggest failings with these episodes thus far, and it seems like we're going to get more of it next week, is, of course, the comedic tones that they've been taking with a lot of these, like, B-plots and shit like that. I mean, with this latest episode, the deciding factor of who was going to be the leader, and it was everybody ball-busting.
And wrestling. That was fun. Jeremy got to do, like, the ring, like, the ropes.
Yeah, the rope. It was great.
And Naboski with all of Himeno's, with her parents and all versions of Sebastian. Every single version of Sebastian.
I do think that it is funny. It's not the time for it, but I do think it by themselves.
I mean, yes, it is funny, but at the same time, I'm just like, yo, this show should be wrapping up. Like, we should be starting to get the proper stakes. But it's like, you killed Doug Dead. He's back. He's mad as hell. And we're going to completely just put a break on him being mad so y'all can ball bust.
I still like.
I'm
the
not
show,
saying,
obviously.
yeah, I'm not saying like the jokes are bad, like, but it just when King-Ohger does his comedy, it's just so out of left field because you think you're getting a serious episode. But it's good subversion. Like the episode before that, when everyone turned into kids, we thought that would be the entire episode's premise.
Yeah,
And
then there was
next episode they go baby.
Yeah, I'm not. That's gonna be fucking weird.
It's gonna be nap time. It's gonna be nap
Oh,
time
jeez.
for everybody because they have the mentality of toddlers next episode. So I'm just like, what is going on with this show? I feel like even though the first half of the season did have its goofy episodes, I feel like they weren't split up like this. Like that's why I feel like the first half of the show is amazing, and though the second half is good, it's nowhere near how amazing the first half of the show was.
I'm just saying, we also got in the beginning of the second half of the show, what got me was that they turned like what was, the body swap episode, which I thought was just going to be all goofs and laughs. That turned out to be a very serious two-parter, which was nice. I thought that's why they are able to balance out the jokes and the serious tones. Like I thought like maybe that was going to be the thing. But lately, it doesn't seem like they've been able to balance out the goofier nature of like the pranks that the jester, the jesters have been pulling with the like proper tone and serious depth that they're supposed to have. You know what I mean?
So, what do you think the other three's unique abilities are going to be?
What do you mean?
Like, if Yama's got lightning powers, Rita's got the ice powers, what does the Boski, Himeno, and Jeremy get?
Well, Himeno's got to have, I'm assuming, some kind of like healing powers.
Yeah, healing power. Flower power, healing power.
Maybe poison. Oh, explosions. You got a point there. She does have her thing with explosions. I think the Boski's is probably like earth-based, maybe, or like wind.
So he's got rock attacks. It's basically whatever they gave the Planeteers from Captain Planet.
Earth.
So like water, maybe heart.
Yeah.
What if Jeremy's is just summoning his mom?
A heel comes out of the sky and just smushes.
I need to know how to get those powers. I'll be like,
it's
train
just
me.
like he just summons mom. Just that's what he does.
Oh,
Jeremy's
just gonna be able to summon more
later.
racism. That's all he's gonna do. He's gonna create a new racism.
Oh my god.
They're gonna start by bringing back up the abyssal tarantula that we haven't seen in forever.
Nah.
And then just
I was gonna say he was gonna go after dwarfs and all this other stuff, but then I just saw a whole Dave Chappelle skit with the big. Okay, no, that's it.
We'll just be more. We'll just be more webs. You think maybe?
No, I don't.
They're gonna bring in the Larago suit from Power Rangers Turbo, and then he's just gonna stomp on it.
Ew.
Or they'll bring in Furbus.
With
Don't get
the
me
smell
started
of
on that.
like, and it
I
still
have
smells like
issues.
Ventroya.
They just bring in the suit, a replica suit. They'll go out of their way to just make the suit. It should take them like a day to make it. So, let's see. Someone says the Boski's is fired, calling it now. I guess because of the
cooking.
Yeah. The thing is, they said that the power-ups take on many different forms, and given that, I mean, Garo's is the only one that's so far physical because it's the crown and lance.
Yeah.
But the Boski's symbol was the sword that he was given.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is a proper sword.
I thought it was the necklace thing.
No, when they showed the previous king, when in the flames, when she put the sword against him, they showed the symbol there, showing that was his kingly symbol. But then again, we know that they went cheap, and the kingly symbol is literally just their nation's logos, which is also another thing that I'm kind of like that I hate.
Yep.
Gira gets the physical crown showing up on screen anytime that he's using his power up. When Yama uses his, it's literally just his nation logo, just moving around. Yay.
Yay.
That was effort.
Beautiful.
Someone said, I swear it sounded like someone said Deboski's was cocaine.
Okay. Imagine Deboski's is just his muscles, because he's had those since he was a child.
Oh my god! If they bring back, you remember Maji Green from Maji Ranger?
Yes.
He gets the Maji
Yeah.
muscles.
Yes, exactly.
They do that power up for him. They just inflate his.
Yes,
No,
I would
no,
love
they just strip off the arms. He just shows his raw muscles.
Oh, the sleeves come off of the suit
Yep.
and it's just muscle. Yeah,
The Swolski out here.
I would love that so bad.
Nice.
He just drops the sword. And it's just like, I don't need that, and he's just like
Dude,
Hulk
like,
smashes.
it has been proven like he is like the strongest of the kings, like physically, right?
Yes.
Right.
I mean, if he Yama would probably be like a close second. I mean, those guys definitely don't
Not according to
go
Rita.
to the gym. Well, I'm talking about when it comes to like gymming, who's actually actively going to the gym in real life.
Oh yeah, probably yeah.
I mean, the Boski's actor himself, like Sokaku, is definitely like
Jacked.
yes,
Yeah.
And Yama's he's got arms.
Yama's is jacked as well. Like,
yes. He's more lean, but he definitely goes in on those arms.
Mm-hmm.
mm.
So those two definitely are out there just working out nonstop, getting them gains for days.
Yep.
So yeah, I could definitely now see the Boskis being just getting swole. Now I want that.
Yeah.
Now I'll be disappointed if it's not that.
Why did I bring it up? I just thought it'd be funny.
See, now I'm just gonna be upset. I'm gonna be upset.
Okay, so even though I'm thinking if it's not healing or like some kind of poison based thing because of her thing with Scorpy, which I don't know why it still has been it's been dropped.
Oh my god, you're dying.
Damn.
I think you've been poisoned.
Actually, yes.
It was me.
No, I think it's the lady right next to him. You're turning into a horror, my guy.
I'm
Should
good.
have been me.
I'll be good.
Should have been me.
But yeah, I don't know. It's this is not something water could fix. But yeah, it's nice, you know. I think it'll be explosions maybe because she does like the pyrotechnics. I'll be right back. Oh god,
Trying to think.
Where's the best key?
Because if it is healing powers, I'm like, that's kind of too.
It's boring.
Yeah, and it's too tropey. Plus, she already does that. Like, it's giving her an ability that we've already seen her do actively within the show, just normally. It's just
don't forget the explosions. It could be explosions.
Yeah.
I mean, would they want her to have explosions after she blew up a whole nation that we just didn't?
Yes.
We never
I
saw
mean,
more of.
Do you think they want Yama to have lightning powers after what just happened? I don't think they have a choice.
Well, now he no longer has to siphon the energy from the rest of the nations when he can just create his own.
Yep.
So that fixes that issue.
What do you mean,
That's where-
Zio is your sister next to Cloud? What? What does that even mean?
That's weird.
Remember, I
Oh.
said twinning earlier when it was just the two of us together.
Ah, right.
It's the red hair.
Good point.
Valid.
If Jeremy's is literally just summoning up Bugnarok, then it's just like lame.
What if he like controls the
The
Fury
manipulation
of the
thing.
gods? No,
Oh.
Fury of the gods. Like he can like.
Oh,
order
so-
the,
so when-
like,
So, I mean, that would actually be badass if Doug Dead like summons all of his like shoe gods, and then Jeremy's like, take back, and then
Like
they
he
just
just
follow
controls
him
them?
instead.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
he controls them with the spider webs and stuff like that. That'd be nice.
Could be interesting to note, though it would be a little
Well,
weird
it's-
because once again you think of these are the powers that technically were made by the previous heroes like 2,000 years before.
Yeah.
So it's like if it is like Bugnarok related shit, then it would be odd since he didn't smash the bug until after the war.
Who do you think is gonna get the final hit on Grody?
Himeno
You
Himino,
think?
Makes sense.
for the parents.
mommy and daddy.
I guess. All right.
Like Yama technically was the one that caused the end of Hillbill, and that's because, of course, Hillbill took over Enkasopa and all that shit. And Hillbill consistently kept having beef with Enkasopa, regardless.
Yeah.
Right.
But Grody definitely has a bigger tie-in to
Ishibata.
Himeno. I mean, technically Rita to some extent because of the previous sovereign, but I feel like that plot line was already like done.
Dropped.
Like,
Resolved
yeah.
when he showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just curious because I thought it would be between those two, and I was like, do you think they're going to do it together, or do you think it's just going to be one of them?
Just one of them.
Okay. Because who's going to die next? Like, who's the next jester?
Who do we have left? I think it's MGM. What's left, or did he die when he got split open?
No, because Doug Dead brought him back. He went back
He's a
to
baby
being
now.
like a baby mentality
Oh, yeah,
again, and like they're gonna keep him hidden for now. So it's either gonna be Grody or it's gonna be Kamajim, and I can't see it being
Kamajin. I don't think it
Kamajim
should
yet.
be. Because Kamajin, he's got to like. Oh, sorry.
No, I was gonna say I feel like if anyone should get the finishing blow on Carmagen, it should be Raculus, maybe.
Yes, yeah,
Oh,
that's what I'm
absolutely.
thinking. I'm thinking by then Raculus has already gotten through his community service arc. He's now a functional member of the team, and he'll get his proper revenge on Kamajin.
I only think what do you call it? I think so. If that's the case, then that's like because we don't have enough jesters for each of them to get their own proper like finishing power up, unless we're gonna get Himeno's and Rita's next episode, and they're gonna take out Grody together or something.
But then who does Jeremy get?
Jeremy gets MG.
I don't know. I think they might bring back Garo Jim. Because remember, his retainer's been missing. Like they forgot about him.
True.
What if Doug Doug's pulling some shenanigans?
Yeah.
Maybe.
And then he literally has to fight him. But then again, no one's been addressing Garo Jim being missing for so long. So
Well, that's because he's both dead and not dead for as far as
yeah, he exists in the in-betweens.
What if somehow like the other ones get resurrected and then they just get resurrected to die again?
possibly.
Like Goma.
I mean, if it is Grody, that's the thing we don't know if Grody can bring back the other jesters.
I would assume he can.
I would guess so, because even if they've been pulverized, dusted, and all that stuff, they can still bring them back. Because considering that we got back Digorg, like
Right.
he got brought back and he was completely destroyed by God King-Ohger, and he died the same way again this time when he was brought back.
Split right in two.
Crazy Orb says, but what if Garo Jim was Kama Jim? No, I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so at all.
Really doubt it. Also, I need to I'm kind of curious. What is the fuck is Kamajin's actual power? Like other than just the shapeshifting, or is that it?
Yeah, he's just a master manipulator, and he can also, I guess, freely change the size of things. Because, yeah, that I guess was the thing.
Because other than showing that he's like a little stronger than what he makes him out to be, like that's all he's done really is the shapeshifting. He hasn't like made a game or anything.
No, and I don't think he's done anything relevant in this second arc in terms of much besides, of course, getting Grody was like the only major thing he did.
Yeah, he killed what's her name, the previous sovereign.
Yes, and her husband.
Yeah,
when he finally found her.
So they're happy, dead but happy, I guess.
He shoots beams from above. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
He shoots a lot of lasers. Oh yeah, Covenant, he's actually killed a lot of people. He delivered the final blow to Deathnarak as well.
Yep. Dusted.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder what they did with that memorial. Oh wait, nothing, because I've seen people walking across that like it's nothing in recent episodes, so it doesn't matter because they have the same town square for Shugadam that you see.
Let's not talk about it because it still brings back memories of like Jeremy and like the setup where he had to leave the team and then nope, no, he's fine, he's back.
That
Yeah.
That was
Shit like
so
that still
good
makes me-
until it was so bad.
yes, literally within the next episode, it's just like, oh yeah, no, he's still chilling in his kingdom, even though he is not really the king anymore. Oh, did we see him interact with Bugnarok Society? No, not in the slightest.
Oh, what? He's hanging out with the kings again in the open? All right. Okay.
No. He still has his throne room, all that good stuff.
Mhm.
Nice. Cool. Yeah, that entire thing with Jeremy became a whole nothing sandwich right after. That's why I'm saying like the second arc just in general has more inconsistencies than the first part of the show.
True. I mean, it's got some really good highs, like really good highs. But it's also got some
Mhm.
like not as great, like it doesn't flow as well as the first arc did.
Yeah.
So anything else on King-Ohger? I mean, I know Mark hasn't seen shit, so
No,
like,
I know.
no
I was
contribution.
actually thinking about it. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like binge because we're what like 4 episodes left after this
5.
week. This weekend. Well, after this
Well,
weekend
after this
coming
week,
up,
yeah,
is it?
5. Yeah.
So like, I'm wondering if I'm just gonna wait and binge everything right before the last episode, or if I'm just gonna binge everything over the weekend. I mean, it's not even that many. It's like it'll take me like an hour, not even an hour and a half, because it's like 4 episodes.
I mean, if you could watch a whole episode of Monarch, then I think you can. You
I
don't
know, but
longer
I
have
could
that on your plate.
I could rewatch Monarch though.
You could do what you did with what do you call it? Dombrose. Watch episode 49, marathon to 49, then watch the finale with everyone
Yeah,
else.
but I marathon from episode like 7 to 49.
Wait, what? You're only on episodes. You can't be on episode 7.
No, with Don Bros, I marathoned the whole entire series.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. It'll be a lot easier this time.
I'm not re-marathoning King-Ohger. I would stop at the
I'm
time.
surprised you
jump and be
did
like, I'm good.
not go back to the sauce after binging all those episodes.
Listen, I haven't seen any of the specials, and I'm fearful if like, if I watch all the specials like Don Marius and this and that, I'm gonna be like, you know what?
Don Buri special. Oh,
Maybe
Don
I
Buri special
should.
It's
It's
so
like
wait,
maybe I
goddamn good.
should.
have you not
It's
seen
so
the Zenkaiger versus King-Ohger? Sorry, versus the Dombrose crossover.
Nope.
Oh,
Haven't
so
seen
you
Not
don't
even
know
not
about...
even the summer film from last year. Yeah, you got to see them.
There's a lot of good
I'm
content
just
to that
like,
stuff.
I was like, I'm gonna have to go back. It's calling my name. You see me next Friday. I'm just like,
You
big
just
old cakes
smoking,
right here, just-
just like
yeah, we got this. It's like, what happened? Like, I watched all the Don Brothers extra content. You're like, oh, good lord.
Crazy Orb asks, how do y'all think King-Ohger will end?
The credits.
Yeah, with credits.
Yeah.
With
No,
the
there's gonna
ending
be
theme
no,
song.
there's a handoff. What are you talking about? There's
When I say there could
After
be
the
a Fast
credits,
and
there's a
Furious
handoff.
thing when like Vin Diesel and Paul Walker's car went off like this. Like we're gonna see Gear on his little scooter thing, and we're gonna see Boom Boom Red on the other one. And be like they're gonna drive and that the sauce. Same dog's gonna play and everything.
the sauce. Ooh.
like, are they gonna do a Japanese version of the Wiz Khalifa
Oh,
song?
Yes, it's gonna be a whole, but it's still gonna be in English though. They're just gonna get Japanese artists to do karaoke version of it in English, and
It's been a long day.
it's gonna have Japanese subtitles on it.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah,
just gonna
that-
be,
we finally get Masaki Endo doing a Sentai song, and it's gonna be that. It's gonna be
He's just screaming throughout out of it too. Like even though hitting all the
It's
high
just
notes.
gonna be
exactly
how
how this
that-
season's gonna end.
Mhm.
Because they need because everyone forgets Gira had his little bicycle speeder thing. It's a good way
Yes,
to bring
they-
it.
Oh, that,
he
That
used
is a
it
good
in like
question.
3 episodes.
do you think Gira will
Yeah.
live to the end, like survive?
Yeah, he's immortal.
So
What
I speculated that since he is one of Doug Dead's children, and it's possible that the way that Doug Dead keeps reviving himself is through his kids, meaning that like Menongon is one of his children as well in that way, then technically they can't fully get rid of Doug Dead so long as Gira still stays himself. So there's either going to be a whole thing about, well, Gira can't live, or the likely scenario, if that is the situation, is that they'll find some way to separate Gira from the immortality aspect of the Doug Dead thing. and be like, oh yeah, the powers of everything combined will actually just free Gira from the shackles of being related to Doug then. This could be possible. Like I can see that being like one of the ultimate twists.
Or he just has a gun. He just like literally just pulls out the Glock and just like shoots Doug dead right in the face.
The proper Oja caliber.
Yes.
Oh,
It's like what comes out? This is a
what caliber?
Yes,
20.
exactly.
It's an Oja 20 caliber. It's like
Joke's on you. I've got a gun.
yeah. He's like, I always keep it on me. I was just waiting.
But Doug, that is his dad. How would that work? Well, let me explain to you Terry McGinnis.
No.
And how he's related to Bruce Wayne.
No.
Kind of the same thing.
Yes, it's like they took the DNA, injected into someone.
Wait, we talk about comics again? Because Batman Beyond just got a comic book.
It did?
Week. Yeah.
You give me.
New one. Number 1. Has a whole holofoil cover. Delicious.
Oh, I can't wait to watch.
Who's writing it?
I don't even know.
I read.
Check.
Our
That was
people
my
are
favorite.
liking Spider-Man again because they made like Peter Parker a family guy.
Yeah, Ultimate Spider-Man is really good. It's sold out everywhere. It's already on a second print, possibly a third print. It is selling. It was one of the it sold out everywhere, like completely sold out within less than 24 hours.
I feel like Spider-Man's definitely one of those, like, it's got to be like one of the top heroes that a lot of people gravitate to, like, for everyone.
It does. It never sells like this though, ever.
Oh.
No, it's Jonathan Hickman.
Yeah.
He brought back X-Men, gave us great X-Men stuff. Like he's a no name that can sell comics. But we're getting an older Parker, married with kids, who isn't Spider-Man yet.
I like
So
it.
everyone's like,
Oh.
finally,
So Dad Spider? Ooh.
yeah.
Yeah.
In the and it's bringing back the Ultimate Universe. The Ultimate Universe has been gone for like 6 or 7 years now.
Oh,
Yeah.
I never followed Marvel as a comics thing.
I haven't either. Not much. I was more DC and like
Well,
indie stuff.
Well, Zio, you could now have the comic hour hosted by Mark and the Oxy 3.
Or the horror hour, because I did get another toy my wife found, the Vincent Price Toonie Terror.
Wait, what?
The man, Vincent
No.
Price, got a Toonie Terror.
Oh shit!
Yes, who is?
It's pretty cool.
Oh,
I'm still trying to hunt down the Lord Zed helmet. None of the Rosses ever have it, and I just want it.
The one that I bought at full price.
Yep.
yes.
There's a lot of things you bought. I think the only thing you haven't bought at full price is the Zeo staff.
That the Saba sword, because I actually got the Saba sword for $16.
Ooh, nice.
Nice.
Oh, Merleezy,
Other
we
than
did
that-
talk about
other than
Garo.
that, everything
Sorry.
else full price.
We talked about Garo before we talked about Gotchard.
Like, the Power Sword's on sale again on Hasbro's Pulse website. Also, the daggers and the staff are on sale also now.
Nice.
How much?
I think the daggers are like 20% off, maybe 25% off.
Okay.
Same with the staff. I might get the staff. I really want the staff because that shit's cool.
Slade, you were asked, what's your personal worst mecha design in Toku?
I know
The one
Zio's.
from X-Aid.
I'd have to look at them all.
It's Ninjas for me. I hate Ninjas mech.
Oh, we're talking about like Super Sentai stuff. I don't. What's the one?
I
with
mean,
the-
it just says
the
in
three
Toku,
people?
so it could be any
Oh.
mech in.
The Baroba, premium Baroba's form.
I don't consider
Oh,
that a
whatever.
God.
technically
Well,
not
not
a
premium
mech.
Baroba,
Regular
regular Baroba.
Yeah, regular Baroba like sucks.
What about Ninja? Come on, that was horrible.
Are you talking about the one where he was literally outside?
Yes,
the
he
mech?
sit. It's the mech
yes.
sitting in the.
That was a bad one.
That's bad.
That was a bad mech. Let me see. I'm gonna have to pull up every Sentai mech.
Oh wait, there's also the
Yeah.
mech from Thighs, not Autovigen. The
I was about to say, don't you slander Autovigen.
No, no, the
Autovigen's a peak design.
no, not Autovigen. It's the one I think from is it Kayak's or Delta's debut. They had like a bike fight and then one of them turned into like a really bad mech. I don't remember.
Well, Kaiser's bike doesn't really. I mean, yes, it gets legs and arms, but it's kind of like
That's kind of
the
a
thing
mech.
from
That is a mech.
RoboCop. It's a thing for RoboCop. It's definitely a mech.
It is a mech.
That is a mech.
But I would say it's not a bad design. It's not like it's just a completely different aesthetic than say your humanoid mech.
I guess I just the rendering on it was horrible. That was all.
What's the one that they did in Zio with the bike?
Which one they did?
Oh, you mean the time machine? The time machine.
Yeah, that thing was horrible.
Yeah,
I have it in my shelf somewhere. Because I have the candy toy.
Did you just say the lion? Oh, how?
How?
Lion or how?
I forgot what was X8's like stupid super form in which he's actually in like the mech thing.
Mighty Creator, or no, not Mighty Creator. Sorry, Maximum Mighty, whatever the heck, Maximum Mighty, whatever. I keep forgetting.
Yeah, I didn't like that at all.
Oh, there are mighty.
I don't hate that design. I think it just looks awkward. Sorry.
Oh,
it was
no,
this
worry,
one.
you didn't cut it.
Whatever this thing was in Zio, this was horrible.
Yes.
I hated this thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Especially with the Ride Watch head. It was
Yeah.
All right, time to get unpopular here. I don't like
Maximum Mighty X.
I hate
From
the final
Saber?
mech from Magi Ranger. The one with the lion and the bird go out together.
That's one of my favorite mech designs.
Oh, it's so bad.
Wait, are they?
It's so good.
It's terrible. I really don't like it.
They are scale.
It's terrible.
I'm not a fan.
Let me see here.
The go on wings. Oh, I mean, no, that was good.
Also, someone said a very important question in here. Is anyone going to go see Godzilla -1 colorless? Yes.
Okay, hold on. I would have agreed with you about
I still haven't seen the film.
I have seen it. It's a couple times actually at this point.
It's peak.
Listen, the Boom Boomer mech. It took a while, but it grew on me. You know what I mean? Like originally, I
have not seen it.
Yeah. Originally, I was like, yeah, I hate this, but no, it grew on me, especially with the interchangeable parts. I was like, okay, this is not too bad.
I still have this. Don't you send me your address? Yeah, I'll just mail it.
Yeah, yeah.
I know you want it. I was like, yeah.
I definitely want that.
I need some Garo posters. Hopefully they release some soon.
Okay, I'm not a fan of the TokuTonic mech.
Looking at the primary robos for all of Sentai, I gotta say, yeah, I don't like the Tokyo. I actually did not care for the Zuo King either. Way too blocky.
Oh.
I know some people are gonna lambast me for this, but Q Reno, I don't like.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
I thought
yes, the Q-Tamas on there, like how massive they are. I never was a fan of that. So I know some people really like that design. I don't.
I was never a fan of the O-Ranger mechs.
What?
I love the Orange Max.
I don't know. They were just a little weird for me.
Look, I think you just hate like shit with griffins and shit like that. Since you don't like the one Magi Ranger mech, you don't like this one. There's clear like similarities between them.
Maybe birds and lions, they just should stay separate. You know what I'm saying?
Nah. I'm refusing them.
No, it just doesn't look good. Now you're saying, oh no. I get it. Oh Ranger, oh no. The Lupat mech was pretty all right, depending on the one you're talking about.
Well, the main one, like
the one fused together, or the
yes.
the Lupin one, because I didn't like the Lupin one.
The Lupin Kaiser, I think looks good, and the Pat Kaiser both look. I think they're fine.
Okay. I don't know. There's something about the Lupin one I just wasn't a fan of. I like them together. I like the X. X is okay.
I will say there's one mech from O Ranger and Power Ranger Zeo that I don't care for, and it's that fucking wheel.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Especially since that was like the first Zord toy that I got as a kid because it was so cheap we could afford it. And then we ended up having to give it to my cousin when he came over one day. That was mad.
Damn.
Yep. But I did not care for that wheel design. I only liked it because it was one of my first mech toys that I had.
What are you? So let's flip the script. What are some of your favorite mechs?
The ones
with
you
the
hate.
train.
Huh?
Or the train. Where it's
Which one with the train?
Or it's like. I still need the DX version of that so I can have it on display mid transformation.
Oh, you're talking about the Toku
train.
The Toku train.
Yeah, that one. I don't know what show it's from,
That's
but I
pretty
need
obvious.
the DX version of it.
Wait, you like all the mechs that I named? Oh.
Yeah, O-Ranger Robo, like I love that one. Like I've got
Yeah.
it in toy form over there. Like it's nice.
No, I've got the Lightning Collection one up there that they did.
I'm in the minority, damn. I'm sorry, my bad. I like Geki Ranger's mechs, except for the final one, like the weird combination with the Rhino. Other than that,
Mega Ranger mechs or in space mechs are really good.
Yeah, space mechs are really good. Time Force mechs are also pretty good, I would say.
Mega Voyager, God, that's goddamn good design right there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, the Q-Rex, amazing.
Thing is, it's like they've got a lot more hits than misses when it comes to Sentai mechs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think like that's one of the videos I'm probably going to work on. Is like naming like early Showa mechs and what they would call them if Power Rangers did them.
Ooh, that actually would be a fun video. You should probably team up with Zio for that one because you might have it.
Like even looking at some of the I really like the Dyna Robo from Dynaman because it does remind me of a lot of like the 70s mecha animes. Like you've got your Combatler V's and your Voltus 5. Like it screams similar aesthetics. And it's probably the Conehead. Same thing with the Change Robo.
The Dyna's Ranger had amazing suits and everything. Like the designs for the Dyna Ranger, Dyna Ranger was pretty good. I'm Dynaman.
Live Robo, also really great design.
Jet Garuda or Garuda mech. Jetman.
Oh shit! I've got to get going. You guys have a good stream. Enjoy.
All right.
Later, sir.
Freeze up
Thank
the
you,
waifu
guys.
for the rest of us.
You can keep it. You can keep it. I don't need it. Oh god. All right. Have a good night.
Okay.
Bye.
Volcanger did have some really, really good mechs, even though I ran into like some streams in which people hate on the Daiboken Voyager and shit like that. I'm like, what?
Car Ranger mech.
I like the Car Ranger one.
Like the first one, the Turbo Megazord, that one's really good.
Let me see what else is really good. Oh yeah, the Go Buster O is a good one as well. Gokai O, like Gosei, great. Shinkeno.
Oh, Shinkeno is great.
I like the one from Die Ranger.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
With the Wand Tiger, because I just got the SMP for that one, so I got to build that. And I got my Wand Tiger finally being shipped out.
Nice.
So I can't wait to build all those. And I'm not even going to put it into mecha form. I'm going to do it in that weird form where like the red one is kind of standing on all of them as like a platform. I think that looks the best way to display it.
Yeah, so honestly, Sentai doesn't have that many misses when it comes to their mech design. Right. I don't think.
Yeah, there's not really any that I hate. Like I can't sit there and be like, I hate these ones. Like I don't actually hate any of them. There's something I just would go out of my way to be like, okay, I'll buy a DX version of this or an SMP of it.
And I mean, there's some of like the larger, like what they would classify as carrier Zords that are like, it's okay. It's just a thing to hold your toys. Essentially, that's all it really is.
Yeah.
And then when it transforms, it's like, okay, which in Geki Ranger, having fucking what was his name? The white rhino mech. I already forgot it. But yeah, because they didn't have a proper combination with that one. They literally just walked right next to it as it attacked. That was like the worst non-combination combination that there was.
It was a good combination one.
God, King-Ohger. It's so atrocious.
It's kind of
It's so
bulky.
ugly. I love it.
Sidine, yes.
So ugly. I love it.
Look, even Akiba Ranger with their car, the transformed, great design. So I was debating in terms of trying to set something like this up, maybe for like a future stream or something like that. But what's another bracket off that you would want us to do?
Oh,
Like, what do you think we should? Because I was thinking something like Garo's got really good suits, and what if we put all of the Garo suits head to head?
I had one that I was going to do, like, try and figure out how to do, but I kind of wanted to go I wanted to do all of the Kamen Rider final forms.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people just do like in season like suit rankings, but I was like, what if you took all of the final forms from Heisei and
Yeah.
Reiwa, and we're just like, here you go. Even if they were a secondary or tertiary, just every final form, and just had a bracket fight for that.
Yeah.
Or you
I
could
can
have a
definitely
mid off. All the tertiaries, just a mid off.
Well, another one that I was thinking of is doing a Sentai versus Rider bracket off, and the first tiers would be the Sentai season. It's like, and you're just judging it based off of like the suits, that type of thing.
Mhm.
But it would be the Sentai season and their correlating Kamen Rider season that aired during that same year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I get you. So like
As-
it'd be Fides versus Abba Ranger, something like
Yeah.
that.
As you start working your way in and seeing which ones, and it's just
It's not fair. Blade will sweep.
and it's literally just
We'll say
about the suits.
because that's the same
It's
range.
about the
That's the
suits.
same year as Mecha Ranger.
Yeah, but it's also 20. It's the Blade year. Like everything is Blade for me.
Yeah, but majority rules.
I can get Cloudy on my side.
We'll see.
I'm a good politician. Everyone has a price.
Yeah, I think,
$1 million man over here.
Yeah, I think you would be really arguing that case during that first round between Deca Rangers designs.
I'm a whole Ted
and Blade
DiBiase.
designs.
Zio has a price. Cloudy has a price. Like, listen.
So
I
yes,
can't-
so it would be looking at the collective of writers of the show. Just like when you're looking at Sentai, you can't just look at like Red. You got to look at the team. So of course,
Yeah.
when you're comparing them, you would want to look at the other,
Writers.
shows. Yeah, the other writers that were there in that show, if they had any. Now, the
Mhm.
thing is, Kuga's going to have a tough time when it comes to
Yeah.
the Time Rangers. But he's got multiple forms.
True.
So there's that as well. And we won't include any Sentais that didn't have a corresponding writer during those years, and vice versa. Because clearly Kamen Rider started first.
Yeah.
So-
And Kamen Rider had gap years in between seasons.
Yep. Because they got canceled so many times.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
That's why I'm still
so-
hopeful for the MCU TV shows, because they keep not renewing a lot of them for a second. Like, no, they'll get it eventually. Kamen Rider got canceled a few times too.
That's why I know if we do that particular bracket off, there's going to be people going like, "Oh, why aren't you including like, the O Rangers or the car?" We didn't have seasons for Kamen Riders to compare them to. Like, you want me to put what SD Rider in there, the cartoon? No,
You should
not
actually.
doing that.
That'd be
Not
funny.
doing that.
Does that mean during like we'd have Zoe and Jay Kamen Rider?
We would technically have those in there because they would have a corresponding
Yeah.
Sentai season that came out during that time. Will movie writers count? No, we're just talking about shows. We would just be
No.
looking at the show writers.
No, that sounds like
Yeah,
a
it's
fun
the same
idea.
things when it comes to Sentai, because I know with Deca Ranger, you got, Deca Gold and shit. And it's just like, no, she was just in the movie, and it was like
For
2
5
seconds. She got hit, and it was gone. And everybody gift the fuck out of that moment because they were like, oh, yeah, we got it. And it's gone. So will pseudo writers work? No, we're looking at main teams. We're looking at the collective of the writers that essentially make up the team for it.
Mm-hmm.
Anime. I thought it's a game. No, SD Kamen Rider had a anime.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
the SD stuff have their own little mini shows that they were releasing. Because didn't the SD one have like V3 in it?
Yeah,
And a
V3
few
and
other ones.
Black.
Yeah.
Tezzy5555 says wanting to get into more Ultramans. What are some good series to watch?
Or
Mark,
Jeed,
nope.
Zed, RB or Rube, Blazar, because it's right on YouTube and it just ended.
Mhm.
But definitely Orb and Jeed. Those are my top two.
I mean, I've seen both Orb and Jeed now, so yes, they're good. Also, Blazar is good.
Galil.
Blazar is good if you're not trying to get tied into any of the previous Ultraman stuff. That type of thing. If you are still fairly new to it, don't want some of the lore bits thrown in there. Though technically this final episode of Blazar did throw in some bit of Ultraman lore. But otherwise, it's a pretty good...
Really importantly, do I want to buy a factory sealed Legend driver for $13 and 18
Where's
cents?
that at? Where's that on?
Is shipping free?
No, shipping will probably not be in like $20.
Is that on Buy?
12. Yeah. So you're paying essentially like $30 for it. That's too much.
Yeah, I know. So I was thinking that's why I was first, because I mean I do have a couple coupons that haven't expired, but it's like, but I bought a CSM, so I can't really.
Pseudo Reddit. So you're
discount on the CSM.
Regular Valverde would not count towards like Gotchard's roster because he becomes Kamen Rider Valverde, and he would be the one that's part of the collective team. So no, it would be Kamen Rider Valverde. I'm trying to think of which matchups are gonna be like easy victories.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm thinking of like the Rider seasons and their corresponding. I feel like Rider is gonna dominate a lot of years. Because even like, say what you will about Hibiki, but those suits were fire.
Oh no, I told him that weird pearlescent color on Hibiki, the main suit, like even when I made the model kit, I was like, man, dude, it freaked me out again. I completely forgot there was a mannequin behind you. Like I was there, and I was like, yeah, Slender Man.
It's like, who's that guy like hanging out behind you? It's just some guy.
Like, that's poor height of the chair to waist locate because you're just like,
he's my producer. He's the executive producer. He's trying to make sure I stay in line. He even joins me on Twitch streams now.
If you wonder why Zio gives King-Ohger bad reviews, it's because of Ohger in the background. He's the one pulling the strings.
Yeah. Ohger was manipulating everything. It was Ohger all along. He's like, nah, it's 2024. It's the year of the Fies film now. So, Red Pro 2004 says, "Love from India." Nice.
Thank you. I do. Speaking of best film I saw last year, besides Godzilla -1, that's Solar Part 1 Ceasefire, another Telugu language film. Just like the great 2022 film RRR, we got another good one, another banger, back-to-back Telugu film, language films. Oh, so good. Just saying. Also, I bought a CSM.
What? Which one? I mean,
I was missing a version of the Blade one.
Oh,
I had the one that came with the Blade Rouser and the Blade Buckle. I didn't have the main Blade Buckle one, and it's a different box that it comes in.
Roni asks, with Sentai seasons begin around March and Rider beginning around September, how will you decide which seasons get to go against each other by debut year? Well, thing is, Decade ruins everything. So I could just remove Decade from the equation and just be like, there's no Decade. We just start counting at double and move on from there.
Can we do that with Zio also?
No, he had a full season. He had a complete run.
So mid though. Retcon, no. I don't count it. Whatever season it's up against, even if I haven't seen that Super Sentai season, I'll just vote against Zio.
I'll just put a Decade up against Aka Red and his no team. Just Aka Red by himself and Decade. That should be the proper face off. Which y'all better vote for Aka Red on that one. That's a good suit. It's better than Decade.
There's so much buyer's remorse for King-Ohger stuff right now. It's kind of funny.
I guess because nothing else came out for it. That's the thing.
Someone will sell the whole entire DX set with all the mechas, Caucasian Castle, the spider, all the stuff, and it was under 150 with the boxes.
Damn,
it sold quick. I was like, damn. Had the Legend Shoe Gods, regular King-Ohger, Tarantula, and freaking Costco's Castle. I was like, damn, all four under 150. I was like, that's like 30. That's like what, $40 each? A little $45 each. I was like, that's not bad. With the boxes, like, damn.
Well, if folks really want to do that Sentai versus Kamen Rider bracket off, we could make it the anniversary stream.
True.
One for TokuTonic number 52 would technically be the anniversary stream. So that's how we bring it in with those suits.
I mean, we could try to talk about Gotchard that episode, but it won't work.
I mean, we could. It just depends how much. With our luck, that same episode, that same live stream, no, they'll drop the mother load when it comes to announcements.
Yeah,
they'll be like, oh, now we're completely going to introduce the complete vehicle line, and now we're going to be selling Kamen Rider vehicle replicas because we can't have them in the show, but you can definitely own them today.
They're starting charity auction for actual show used suits. I'm just like,
we're giving away all of these monster suits because Hasbro doesn't want them.
I'm just saying, if you there would be signs if I got any of those. You'd just be like, Mark, where are you filming? Nowhere. I have my camera off. I turn on. It's just suits behind me, and I'm just like,
you'll be like, so how much did you spend on your mannequin? Okay, I'm gonna be investing real quick.
It's like, that's cute. That's real cute. Let me just get all these kaiju suits and kaijin suits, and it's like,
Then you're gonna need to take a picture of you sitting on a white couch, crisscross applesauce with all the mannequin behind you.
Do I put white tank tops on all of them?
Yes. You got to get the posable mannequins that can just be all crossed-armed the entire time.
Yep. I hate that I do that. It's where you were going.
Yes, and that'll be your thumbnail for every single video you do from now on.
100%. The best clickbait. It's I spent how much on kaiju suits?
Be a perfect Toku video thumbnail right there. I might
pose it so they'll throw ones at me.
I'll be wearing a white tank top for the first time ever, just to make that thumbnail for TokuTonic 2024.
Right. I'm just it's worth it.
Yep, I got to do it. I got to do the shot for the bit. I still haven't seen Cocaine Bear.
What?
It's peak. It's literally, it's honestly, it got snubbed. It was not nominated for any awards. Anytime they're like, oh, wait, what's the session? Here's our Oscars, again, Emmys, and this and that. I'm like, all right, where's Cocaine Bear, bitches? Where's Blood and Honey?
Rolo Negative says, "Don't let me get a suit. There'd be police reports. What are you gonna do with those suits? First off, like what would you do? Like, are you gonna try run around pretending you're gonna be a super? You're gonna get shot in the wrong neighborhood. First off,
Yeah.
like I remember a few years back when they had like people trying to be real superheroes out in some neighborhoods, and they always ended badly with getting shot.
Remember that documentary they did about it? They did like a docu-series about it. It was great. One dude's like, yeah, someone's got to go around here. And they're like, they're calling him such and such as Batman. And I'm like, dude's like 6'1", 375, 380, out of shape. And I was like, is this why they did that whole scene? Christopher Nolan was like, I'm not wearing hockey pants because that dude was wearing hockey pants. I was like, is that the motivation for it? Because, yeah, but there's a whole documentary about it. It was, dude, some of those people, I was like, you shouldn't. One dude literally dedicated his life to learning martial arts, and then like he got like slapped and or like sucker punched by someone and cried.
Damn.
But his martial arts wasn't good. When like you see him training, he's like, yeah, this that. He's like with all the little kids training. It's like, you brown belt, like you got your little. It's. I gotta find the documentary. I will find it, and I will update you next week on the name of it.
Okay.
Because it was awful.
Yeah, I would be caught dead trying to
shit out
pretend to be a superhero. Not in my town. We got way too much gang violence around here. It's ridiculous.
I mean, I thought about it, but it was like I wouldn't be like a good hero because like I'd carry that heat on me, and I'd be like, put it down. My bad.
Yeah, you can't be a vigilante in today's society. No, it's not gonna work.
No.
Yeah, they just call
like realistically, it's not gonna fucking work. People will find their ways anyway. And unless you've got a full suit that's completely bulletproof, that first of all you gotta have the finances for anyway, to first of all get the material and then shape it in something that doesn't look like garbage. So yeah.
Yeah, money suit.
All right. Well, Mark, the next thing is how's your Ring Fit adventure going so you can make sure that you are completely fit for fighting crime?
Dude, I'm scared because I do the leg ones tomorrow, and I'm like, I'm gonna be just useless for like 18 hours after. I'm gonna be useless because that is so much. It's because I don't know any better to be like, oh, I should stop for a bit. It's like, no, I'm like, it's a video game. I'm gonna keep playing.
Yeah, so I've literally been playing it every day for like the last 2.5 weeks. And my son gets upset when I do my turn when he's like at school or something. Because he's like, no, we got to do it. And it got to the point where I actually went out and bought him his own Pilates ring so he could pretend he's doing it with me. So,
oh, nice.
That's been our fitness goals for the year. We've just been doing Ring Fit Adventure for at least anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour each day, every day. So out there on World 15 now.
The first couple of days when it first came out and I was playing it, I was like 2.5, 3 hours. Like I was just playing it like a video game. And I'm like, no, I should probably stop. And I didn't realize it because at the time, adrenaline, you're playing a game. The next day, waking up being like,
oh
what
yeah,
happened?
Yep.
What'd I do? I was like, did I get my ass kicked in my sleep? Like I do have the Fist of the North Star Ring Fit. They have a Fist of the North Star boxing one.
Okay, I have seen that one. I was like, I didn't know that they made their own.
I don't think there wasn't a ring. I don't think there was a Ring Fit one. I've just
I know it's not.
Boxing
it's not
one.
Ring Fit. I think it's like
It's like
because I know they had like the boxing fit game at first.
Yeah.
And then they've released a Fist of the North Star version of it.
Yeah, the Fist of the North Star
fit.
falls into that boxing line.
Look, hear me out. Video game idea here. Make a fitness game starring George Katazaki from Revice. When he was doing those instructional videos during that one recap episode of Revice. Just out here doing it. And then sometimes he'd be in the Juga suit. I'd buy it.
Yeah.
Same thing if Dabowski released his own workout like video game.
That'd be
Call
cool.
it like the Tofu Hustle. Because it will talk about exercise and diet. Because, of course, he comes from a very deciduous nation. So potential's there. Potential's there to get into that niche.
I found Grails, Blade Grails that I haven't seen on sale. I'll purchase after. So they had RC cars, right? I have the remote control RC cars still in the box, but they have other ones that aren't RC cars. You can actually like pull them back and they go forward, but you could swipe the cards over the back of the motorcycle and do like lightning and this and that, and it like changes the noise sound effects on it. And they had Garen and Blade as a 2-pack for $20.
Ooh, that is
Still in the box. And I was like,
yeah,
Grails.
good deal.
And the Juga driver. How much you pay for your Juga driver?
Shut up.
Too much.
I got that like retail release.
Never mind. I won't tell you how much it is for on. I don't want. We're friends. I don't want to hurt your feelings. It was under 70 in the box. Still, I'm done. I already like made the decision that like I'm not buying any drivers new anymore. Like outside of like a CSM type one, you know. But I'm not buying any DX stuff anymore. Like day one, even if it's premium Bandai DX, I'm done. I'm not going to do it because I know for a fact I can get them cheaper, like a month later.
I guess that is true. The buyer's remorse does set in a lot of these things. Because I mean, when I got my Deathstream driver, like, yeah, I only paid like $60 for my Deathstream driver, and that's something that I know when it first came out, that thing retailed for, I think it was like 150 plus, something like that. Yeah. Like pretty close to 200.
Look at all the people trying to like get like the demon driver stuff. Like, I mean, I don't have buyer's remorse on it, but I've seen a few people try to resell them and no one even will buy them. It's like, yeah, especially if you're trying to resell it for like cost. It's like you can't. It's not factory sealed. Let's face it, most stuff factory sealed, you're not even gonna get cost for nowadays, anyways.
So Omega, for a lot of these, they are imports, so you would have to go through a lot of these like Japanese auction sites. So you would have
using
to go
a
through,
proxy.
like, yeah, just using a proxy like Bai or something like that. Of course, perfect time if they were to sponsor me, but no, I'm not.
Right. I think I have a whole video where I went over like because I got tired of people asking me, so I went over like every avenue of how I get stuff, how to do Amazon Japan without needing to do a proxy because you don't, and that you don't have to be scared to order on Amazon Japan. It's still Amazon at the end of the day. Like you think it's gonna be a scam? Like no, it's Amazon.
Yeah, because I mean I got my Gotchard driver, the Demons driver. I mean not the Demons, but the Deathstream driver. And a few other things like the original Laser Raise Riser that came with the Boost Mark II. All that from Amazon Japan.
Yeah. I got my Demons driver. I think I got the Geats Desire Buckle combo big set from Amazon Japan. And the Seiken Sword driver I got from Saber. And a lot of the halfway through Saber, I realized I was overspending because I was going through like Toku Collectibles and a few other sites for the books, and that was dumb. And then when I started looking at like Bai and Amazon for their prices on Amazon Japan, I was like, wait a minute, like you tell me this book is only like $8? Like something's not right here. I'd have spent $30 with free shipping.
Yeah, sometimes you can just get all those really good deals.
Yeah. Not lately on Amazon Japan though. I noticed the shipping went up a lot more. Like when we were looking at the Kemi boxes, I was like,
yeah, I mean, I stopped caring about the Kemi boxes in general now. I think my FOMO period of that was over after I got my first couple of them and just had all those dupes that I ripped up during the Toku Awards.
I wish I could say the same. I've
With
got
your
some boxes of
mountains and
EX on the way.
Yes, I can't wait for your Toku Det video to be you in a bathtub filled with nothing but dupes.
I sold some, so, and I gave a lot away too. Also, should do that. Actually, I think I have. No, I don't have enough dupes. I mean, I would have dupes where I could strategically make it look like it's filled with cards, but like make like almost like a card blanket with some invisible tape to go on certain bits and cover.
You could probably make a cape and make yourself your own really shitty card cape.
Vigilante.
Yes. Or am the Kamen Rider? It's like that sounds awkward. It's like yes, it does. I'm Kamen Rider Kemi.
That's a
Giant
weird
Rider
name.
kick someone and just fall.
That name alone would get you beat up in the streets.
Oh yeah, they'd be like, "You're what? Like, what'd you call me?" I said Rider. It's like, with the hard ride on it. Wow. Okay.
And Kemi, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, no, I don't want to get beat up. Rolo Negative said Gotchard Wafer 02 will be the last for you. Yeah, that's what they'll say. Then you got Phase 3. Wafer 3. We ain't done.
Then you might want all of those Fire It Up Ignite cards from because you know they were gonna release that as their own wave.
I hope they just release it as a set when they're all done, kind of like what they did with Blade with their decks.
You know, I think
because people don't realize
how many people are gonna get pissed off by that though. If literally it's like after they've invested so much into the cards, and then at the end, Bandai's like, guess what? Here's all of the cards in one single set.
Here's the thing. People are going to be like, well, it's different because, let's face it, Pokemon does this. They re-release a lot of cards, sometimes with new artwork, sometimes not, just a re-released card. Magic does it too. People then be like, wow, well, that's cool they released as a set, but you had to buy the set where they're all complete for your collection. I hunted it down. Look at mine say RT0. So like that people will be like, well, these are the ones I had to pull. And it's like
yeah, but that's different when you're talking about an actual TCG versus something for an annualized show.
Well, no, I'm just saying most people will be like, people still will brag like that. Like, people will be like, oh, like me, if they release a whole set and you buy it, like that's cool. That's fine. But I've all these ones and I got them myself. And then I also made money back because I bought them, sold them all. And then I had the fun of opening the packs, even though I got a paper cut from it, but that's besides the point. Didn't get affected. It could have. It was life threatening. It was touch and go there for a minute. But I'm gonna be done. I don't think I'm gonna get the freaking flame ones. They actually don't look that cool. Because then also we have the dark Kemi cards from Dread, and I was like, oh great, that's gonna be a thing at some point too, isn't it? That's gonna be
Yes.
So I was like, nope.
Because we'll get that. We'll get the fired up cards from Daybreak. We'll probably end up getting some more down the line if they introduce yet another writer that has special cards.
So I don't think they're gonna do a full set like they have been with the Kemi cards for the dark ones or the set. I think they're just literally gonna, at least for the Daybreak ones, I think they're just gonna release a smaller amount. But I don't know. I'm not gonna get all those. I'm just going for base regular Kemi cards, full set. Like right now, all I need is the Wafer 2, the EX line, and then I'm missing a few more parallels from Phase 2, and I got all of them. And I'm like, all right. The show has made me enjoy getting the cards more, though, now that I'm actually liking the show more than before.
I think watching the show makes me not want to buy more of the cards because they just keep introducing more cards.
Yeah.
I will say after this, I'm done with gimmicks. I'm done. I know I said it after Saber, and I didn't get any Revice gimmicks outside the core 10 buy stamps in the holder for them. Geets outside of the zombie buckle, I didn't get
But Boom Boomger's about to have some gimmicks with their wrists.
Yeah,
that's Super Sentai. That's different. I'm talking.
I'm sorry. You just said I'm done with
gimmicks.
Yeah. I didn't know there was an asterisk at the end of that.
Oh no, there is, because we're talking about Gotchard, so I thought we knew we were.
No. Gimmicks falls under Sentai as well. Don't.
Listen, Ash. What you just want to creep up on the Toku dad, don't you? Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Did you know about the Thunder Megazord statue I pre-ordered? Yeah.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, I think you brought up more than once.
Yeah. 3P. I don't wanna, but I have to.
I thought you said you were done. You were like, I'm done.
The game keeps pulling me back.
I've gotten 2 PNG images, NFTs of these crowns. I want a third one.
Yeah, I didn't even get the second PNG. You gotta.
I gotta say that
for the
too,
collection. We're gonna have to use that for. But No, so for Geats, I got the Legend Rise buckles or the whatever the little tiny ones for the Legend Rider ones. I got all those, but I was getting those dirt cheap, like $2-3 on Buy.
Yeah.
But I didn't really care for the gimmicks of Geats. I didn't really like the arm buckles. I didn't like most of the monster buckles. I didn't really care for any of that stuff. And Super Sentai, I've never actually bought any like DX changers or anything besides the Geertlinger, but I bought that way after the show was over for dirt cheap, and I didn't get any of the gimmicks for it because I was like, how do I display these?
Musa Muteki says that they're already $145 into their debt for this year.
Not bad.
Nice.
I am coming up on my first purchase. I just got hit up by Tokulectables for the remaining of my deposit for not the Imagination. They haven't hit me up on the Imagination boat yet. They hit me up for the super best the Fang memory that I got because that was one of my most wanted like Gaia memories back when Double was airing that I could never get my hands on, and since they were re-releasing it, I was like, yes. Now the question is whether I'm not gonna bust open this case so I can get this Double driver out so I can properly like play around with it.
I think either the 27th or the 28th is when the Imagination belt starts shipping out. Because it's January. It's this month at some point, unless they delayed it and they didn't say anything. I don't know because I'm getting the whole entire thing just taken from me the second it comes out. So
no, I've been paying off bit by bit, but then they're gonna hit me up for the remainder stuff, as opposed to like the Fi's next one. I've just been paying that one off. The total amount bit by bit, so it's not that damaging on my wallet. Literally $50 here and there. So I'm like, it's fine. The beginning of every month, just $50. That's better than just dropping all the. I think I feel worse when I drop that amount of money in one shot versus just doing it little by little, which is why I like the whole pre-order payment process thing for some websites, because I don't always want to just drop $400 on an out. Like when it's not a bill, I have issues spending that kind of money like right away in one shot.
Sounds like a personal attack on me right now. Yeah. I don't do the right now. Every time.
When I dropped the entire like whatever I did on the Oja Caliber, I felt guilty. I was like, I had money left over, but I was like, fuck, did I just really do that?
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, since I know that Spy CSM is going to cost like, it was what $350 is what they're charging for it. I was like, I don't feel so bad for spending like $50 every month, and then it's just paid off. I just get it. It was like cool. All right.
Same with the Garo Revolver. I'm paying like $50, 50 US bucks on that every month, and then it'll be out. It'll probably be out by the time I pay it off.
Yeah, it's something that eases the sting of those high price. Like when I look back, it's just like, man, I actually did spend that much on it. Like it's disgusting. But when it's little by little, it's all right. It's kind of like when you buy a house and you're paying little by little on your payments, even though it's still like a lot. I mean, my mortgage payments. Mine's over $1,000 every month, so yeah.
No, mine's roughly about the same. Mine's going up at the start of February. But yeah.
Wait, you pay $1,000?
For my mortgage, it's a little over. It's like $1,077 that I pay. The thing is, it just went up because property taxes went up in my county. But before that, I was actually only paying like $920 something every month for my mortgage.
Pay like 15.
Well, then again, I live in Georgia, so
yeah, I can go outside.
I have a almost 3,000 square foot home.
Mine's 20 feet by 20 feet.
Yeah, I don't understand the trend a few years back of all the tiny homes. I'm like,
I want one.
Couldn't be
because then I could put two side by side, and I could have a Toku house.
Well, the thing is, I would get one literally just to be my set, and that would be it.
That's what, and I'd paint the whole inside green, so you wouldn't need a green screen at all. The whole
I mean-
thing is like a green screen.
Yeah, it would just be my backyard.
You could build a granny flat or something, the biggest set.
That would free up some space. Great. Now I actually do want a tiny home. Damn it.
See, you're welcome.
Damn it. I didn't want one, but now I'm like, oh no, that's great for like setting up future set. It's like, yeah, I just moved out of my regular house. My regular house is just my house, and then this tiny home is my Toku house.
Yes, it's my studio house.
Yes.
Oh, you like a studio apartment? Like no, like my recording studio, my creation studio.
And then I could write it off on my taxes
Mm,
as a business expense.
good.
All right.
That actually sounds
So,
Yeah.
anything else we've got to discuss since we are pretty close to the 3-hour mark?
Not really. Nothing that I
Not
can
really.
think of.
I
I'm
mean, if
scared
there
to
was
go
a
to
time for
Palo
y'all to
Alto
actually talk about
streaming.
comics, it was going to be
We
now.
did.
We did. We
There's-
already did.
There's been no comics. There's been no comics. Power Rangers related because
No.
it took a month off due to the like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and no one wants to talk about Ranger Academy because it's kind of mid. Like,
Yeah.
it's not that good. It's
We've got the
I saw
return
some
coming
images.
out of that month.
I saw some images of it, and I was like, "Yeah, this looks bad."
it's young adult. We're not the demographic.
I get what they're trying to do. But yeah,
Oh no, I understand. It's
Yeah.
a novel idea, but it's not.
what I
don't
was
know, think
thinking
the
would be,
the art.
They
if
hyped
it was
it
a
up.
different art style.
yeah. They hyped it up as like My Hero meets Power Rangers and
Yeah, but really, it's
Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, which
not.
yeah.
Also, Rooney Henshin just got the MMPR Year 1 Deluxe hardcover in the mail. Nice.
What I got the other day because you weren't here, but I got the
Ooh.
PR/.
Ooh, that looks nice.
The Go-Go Power Ranger is such a good run, especially when Ride was writing. It was really good, but when Cena Grace started taking over, it was really good.
Yeah. Well, Santa Grace did
You
like
started this,
some
yeah.
stuff. Did all the main stuff. Yeah. I want to get the other hardcovers, but I've already got like all of MMPR in trade back form. Like, do I wanna?
It's tough for me because I have all the single issues. Since like issues
Yeah.
to now, I have everything in multiple covers, so it's tough for me to be like, let me go get these hardcovers. Whereas like I'll get the trades because there's a lot of stores out here. Like got Book Off out here. I found most of the trades for like $4 or $5 pre-owned, but
Yeah.
they're still like in mint condition. I'm like, that's so much better than $12 to $15.
And the only reason why I wanted the hardcover for Mighty Morphin / Power Rangers was because the divide, and in the hardcover, because they made the trades separate, and it got really confusing for the Altarian War because you would have to read
Yeah.
2 different trades at the same time. But when it comes out, it's going to be really good because like there's probably going to be roughly about 3 books for MM/PR, and the next one will have MMPR issues. What was it? Issues 9 to 16, which is the Altarian War, and then the other one will probably have like the Death Ranger stuff in issue 100.
Oh shit! I just realized a couple towns over, Walter Jones is going to be at a mall at like a TCG shop doing a signing and meet and greet tomorrow.
Oh, well,
Nice.
you got to go. Is that you're going to do a Tokusatsu hangover? You're going to be out there live streaming it?
I gotta get. I was gonna play Pal World. I know. I gotta figure out what I wanted to sign because like I have some stuff like set up for Power Morphicon, and so I still have the Walgreens Lightning Collection, like the Black Ranger with the Dragon Shield. I have that still in the box. I wanted him to sign.
Do you have a Space Cases lunchbox?
Oh, I wish I had a Space Cases lunchbox. Damn.
I had one.
A lot of people don't
when I
remember
was a
Space
kid.
Cases.
Yes.
A lot of people don't remember Space Cases.
Star
That
Trek for
weird
kids.
dude with the weird ears, like thing.
Yep.
Yeah. But no, I was thinking about that or one of the foil cover Black Ranger ones I have where he's holding the helmet. I have the Black Ranger foil one, and then I also have a foil with the dragon shield. So I was like, maybe I'm gonna sign those. I have a lot of Black Ranger stuff that's out of the in the box still for me to get the sign.
And it's a shame because, of course, they haven't released the. Did they release a Lightning Collection replica of the Power Axe or not?
No. It was rumored.
Yeah,
and they were rumored to be a HasLab, so we'd have to fund it if we wanted to get it.
That sounds dumb, considering that they've made like almost everything except that and like the bow.
Yeah, but they'd be like the big ones, because
And someone said how they are, they'd actually have to buy another piece to combine them all as well. So there'd have to be a sixth piece you'd have to buy. And I'm like,
I thought they were magnetic, from what I heard. Like they.
Yeah, but they needed I guess what they said with like the pole arm like that wasn't gonna work with it. So like I don't know. Someone said there's supposed to be like a piece or something if they were gonna do it. It would come with whatever the last one released is. Possibly. I don't know. Who knows what they're I don't even think we're gonna get any of those anymore because HasLab stuff sucks.
It never half the time it never gets funded.
Amon Lopez, yes, we have heard of the new Giga Sentai coming out.
Yes, I have. I have to finish recording. I started recording, but since I shaved, now I'm like, damn it, like
it doesn't flow seamlessly.
No,
anymore.
It doesn't. Dude, no, it doesn't with any of the stuff. Now I'm like, damn, like I guess I'll wait.
Yeah, I can't record things in multiple days. I have to do it all within the same day.
Dude, I can't.
Even if I'm recording for hours. Like when I did my fucking Toku Awards, that was like 5 hours of filming. So
I kid you not. I have the file right here. So the video the Garo video I put up was only 16 minutes long. I cut over 9.5 minutes off of that. When I tell you the date while I was on without sleeping, this and that, like I was so out of line in some of the stuff. Like I was not a gentleman. I was like, you know what? I need to cut all of this out of here. This is all.
Admin Vaughn, you're literally asking about what Mark was just saying that he wanted to play, like right after we got done. But I didn't even know this game was a thing until like YouTube today, because my feed's been nothing about that game.
Maybe I'll put the video in. We could watch it in Discord over the week, like everyone's on Discord, because the review, I think you'd be proud of it because it was a good review. I was
appreciate some effort put into content creation.
Oh no, there was no effort. I meant good in the jokes I was making. Then the innuendos and all the preferences. I was like, no one's gonna get any of these.
Yeah.
I was like, let me find out where they live and I'll order a fake taxi to get there. It's like
all the Giga stuff.
Pal Worlds is goated. I am going to be playing that tonight more once we're done with this.
I think it's because I've been watching a lot. Well, I usually watch a lot of Pokemon videos on the side as well from a couple of content creators. So it started off by like, Pokemon Company can't block this game, and then I saw it and I was like, what the fuck is that? And then I didn't even click on the video, but then when I refreshed my feed, it was nothing but Power Worlds, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck this is.
I do.
No one I know has been talking about this whatsoever. Yeah. Why is this suddenly all over my feed now?
Me and Ash willed it into existence.
Yeah.
And then y'all just came in here talking about it. I was like,
yeah,
I didn't even know this thing was a thing until like 3.5 hours ago.
I was like, you know what's missing from Scarlet and Violet? Guns.
I thought that was what was missing from Sword and Shield, because that could have been the third version.
That should have been the third version. Should have been fucking the Glock. Sword, Shield, and Glock. Scarlet, Violet, and Violence. Like,
yeah.
So, all right, I think we're done.
Nice.
Even though we're not at the 3 hour mark, but still,
close enough. We can round up.
Yeah. It's fine. I mean, it's pretty much twice the runtime that we did last week when it was just me and Ash. We
Mm-hmm.
can pad things out more by just asking you how do you feel about all these premium Bandai releases, but we're not. We're
I
not.
don't
Yeah.
want to talk about it. I don't want to think of no. I want to.
Oh yeah,
Next
follow
week
up to
we'll
that
do
story. They put out a
our
response.
WWE Royal Rumble predictions next week, so get them ready to go.
I've been keeping up with any of that shit ever. So,
Nah.
all right, Ash, what you got to promote, and where can people find you?
You can find me over on Deoxy360 on the interwebs, on your YouTubes, your X's, your Freds, whatever the fuck these days. Videos, you'll probably get a comic review this upcoming Wednesday because Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 116 is out. Melissa's said nothing but good things about it because it's going to be a Draken and Ranger Slayer focused story that is going to tie into next week comic book for next Wednesday, the following Wednesday, which will be Power Rangers Unlimited: The Morphin Masters, where Ryan Parrott is back. I'm excited for
Giving
that.
us some lore.
Yeah, doing what he
All right.
does best.
And Mark, besides getting rejected by your cat, what else you got going on?
She keeps jumping up on the counter now because she's bigger, and I'm just like, stop going up on the counter. Not much actually. Honestly, like I just been busy and sick, so I haven't really put out a lot of videos. I do have the Garo video, which I'm shocked people watched. Kitty toy videos have been the main ones I've been doing, and I've got some premium Bandai candy toys on the way, so I get to once again be a hypocrite where I say I hate premium Bandai, and then I get premium Bandai stuff delivered. So, and it's Gotchard related. So I noticed also not only are a lot of people not reviewing Gotchard, a lot of people actually aren't doing anything with any of the merch either outside of the cards, and I still get the Sotos. So I have the premium version of Valverade, so it has the rust painted on it, and that was worth the premium Bandai price compared to the DX price.
Nice.
That's it. I got nothing else.
I know people have been asking me, when am I going to review Gotchard again? Look, I started scripting up the videos already. The issue is, like, for my actual day job, it's been busy. It's been hectic. We've got a rollout of a whole new system that I've been sitting in a lot of, like, Zoom calls, Zoom meetings, and then traveling out to train my folks when it comes to the new system and things like that. So it's actually a very hectic month for me in general when it comes to my actual day job. So because of that, it does throw a little bit of a wrench when it comes to the content that I'm planning on making. Now, I will say when it comes to the Gotchard catch-up, I do plan on splitting it into 2 videos. I do plan on just touching on the end of what they consider part 1. And then after that, I'll start talking about part 2 as it relates to a lot of the ratings for the episodes for part 2. I will just tell you right now, they're going to have an asterisk to them because the reason being is I have so many issues with the show right now because so much is tied into that film and the lack of us watching it that I don't feel right giving them a proper score because they're going to be bad scores if without the context of the film, because that's the issue of it. Because it does feel like you leave part 1 with questions unanswered. You get into part 2 going like, oh, you should have seen this film. And we're going to keep talking and referencing this film every episode since. Because we've been 3 episodes into this part 2, and it keeps referencing shit that happened in the film. And I'm just like, I hate this so much. Because it's like, you're the kid that doesn't get the joke that everybody else is telling. That's essentially how Gotchard feels for me right now. It's like everybody keeps referencing shit that I just haven't seen. And it fundamentally makes these episodes not good for me. Now, once we get that movie actually out and subbed and things like that, it would retroactively change how I feel about these episodes. But for right now, the current part 2 is not good for me because of that. So that's part of the reason why when I do talk about that second part of Gotchard, as we are currently, it's going to be everything with an asterisk. I won't give proper review scores for them because it feels wrong. Because once again, I'm missing a piece of context. It sucks being a reviewer and you don't have access to all the content that you review. Because it throws things out. Because even when it came to reviewing some episodes of King-Ohger, people were like, well, that gets referenced in the film. It's like, yeah, but even now after watching the film didn't do much to add to the storyline of King-Ohger. But Gotchard definitely did. So there's that. So yeah, just letting y'all in that, yes, I am planning on doing another Gotchard catch-up video, but real work kind of interferes with all that stuff. So
Yep.
With that being said, yes, I think it's been a busy January for all three of us when it comes to our regular jobs. So yeah,
I don't want anymore.
It's just how it goes. It's like
Ready
content
for
creation
retirement.
is not a real job for us. It's literally just a hobby that we do.
I wouldn't want it to be a real job. I'd get annoyed with it. Probably fire myself.
Yeah.
You can just make it big and do what Matt Pat and so many other YouTubers have been doing. It's just like, all right, we're done.
Yep. And they'd be like, oh, you could just do that? You could just do that? I'd be like, well. Also, the whole time you're going on your rant, I was watching the live timer and I'm like, oh, we're going to do it. And then My Hero by Foo Fighters started playing. And I'm like, yeah, keep your rant going. I was like, keep it going.
But, so I'm just going to stop it right before, unless we want to pad out 4 minutes. Do we want to pad out 4 minutes?
I can't pad out 4 minutes.
I can't pad out 4 minutes. I got washing. I need to hang out.
I got Power World.
And Power
Great.
And Yakuza.
Well, y'all can get on that. I got to beat Octopath Traveler 2. I got one more route left. And then after that, it's the combined arc of everything. So get back on that. So we will catch you all next week. Hopefully some bigger news drops. But then definitely in 2 weeks, depending if major news drops or not, then we'll have that Sentai versus Rider bracket off. That's surely going to be
fist fights.
Yeah, it's going to be fist. I think the first round is going to be very easy. And then after that, once you start having Rider shows versus Rider shows and Sentai seasons versus Sentai seasons and things like that, that's when it starts going to start getting very cutthroat. So yes, with that being said, we are out of here. We will catch you all next time. Until then, bye.